up.
Boop-a-doop-doop.
Yes, I wish I had a theme song that catchy. That's a damned good one. Why don't we never mention that one in that whole like best theme songs ever? Muppet Show Tonight. That's a pretty good one.
What do you mean best theme shows ever? When did this even come up?
Yeah.
It has
few
come up multiple
times.
times. We've gone over the
It's
best theme
only
songs.
But
me, Myth, and Sever alone.
It's
Oh.
yeah, pretty much. 18
Oh, that's
tends
probably-
to take.
And neither of you mentioned Muppet Show.
Well,
Or
18
What
is
the
a tough
hell?
one to beat.
You know what's funny is there was like that trip me and Drax took where like I had like 20 hours of being awake. I was sick with pneumonia. And I was like running 103 fever driving us home from SeaTac Airport. And like I was drinking like those 3 5-hour energy drinks to make that drive home.
Sam, there's about 6 problems with everything you're doing here. Would you like them in
Well,
order?
anyway,
or-
Drax had bronchitis and he was slightly sick, so he was completely laid out in the back seat, unable to function, because men can't function when they're sick. Sorry, guys, but he could not
I got that
function
one.
as an adult. So he was in the back, and he's like, "Are you good enough to drive?" And I started singing the Muppet song nonstop, and I said, "As long as I can sing this song, I'm okay." And then about partway down the road, I forgot the song.
And that's
And
when
it's-
you crashed,
oh, no.
or where does this
Problems
end?
have happened.
So every once in a while, when we'd go drive to go pick people up from the airport, I'd start singing the Muppet song, and he just gives me this terrified look. And that's a secret story from Sam.
Fair enough. Good. Good. I like it. With that, I suppose it is time to get things started. Okay, so when we last left our questionably heroic heroes, you guys had arrived at a mysterious village, which was actually your first contact with any other major population of people outside of your own. You were been vaguely aware of occasional like wanderers of the waste and monsters and stuff out in the snow, but you hadn't really found another village. To most of you, that was the only one you were really sure of. So this was kind of a
Not
new
really sure
experience.
they're people.
Yeah, we're not certain. They seemed a bit friendly, but fairly established. So it's
They don't know
true
about the
that-
light, so they probably don't have souls.
Heathens, right? I mean, obviously heathens, but they were friendly
Can't know if
heathens
they're
for the most
people.
part. And the friendly heathens were trying to see if they could help you out a little bit with your thrown wheel, which mysteriously disappeared upon being taken by something that by all rights shouldn't have been able to carry it because it was big and heavy and belonged to a train. But, things happened, and somehow she hauled it
How
away.
we got it off the train while the train was moving.
Yeah, shut up. We're not going to question these things. They just happen.
No, we question these things, and the light will show us.
Well, we're not going to answer these things. They just happen. And
We
she...
will also question what sort of freaking monster is Miko.
The light be praised.
Indeed. So she hauled off your wheel, and you went off and you found a replacement one inside the village. However, the replacement wheel had been enshrined and was very important to these folks, and they were willing to part with it if you were willing to, kind of prove yourselves as good and loyal friends and hang around for about a year, which was not quite on your timetable. But somebody that you made friends with was willing to kind of impart you this little emergency piece of information, wherein if somebody has need enough, they can put their fate on the line in order to request something in the village at a time of their choosing. So you,
Which translated to, if you can beat the best of us, I guess we have to let you have it.
pretty much.
Because we don't want the entire village to die.
Beat up 3
Put
young
your
girls.
sword where your mouth is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you-
If you can beat up the best of us, that means you can beat up the rest of us, so you can take whatever the frack you want.
When you think about it, it's a fairly good way to handle the situation. Short of allowing the pillaging to take place, they just put you through the gauntlet, and if you get through, well, then all right, you take what you want. But you did. You got into a fight. You managed to come out of it, having trounced them soundly. There was some armor damage and some beating up that occurred, but you all got away with your hides intact, and they surrendered the wheel to you. And in a moment of surprising generosity and mercy, you decided not to take their lives for the sheer spectacle of beheading somebody. To wit, I assume we had the bartender to thank for that, because I think Sam was about to do it.
Sam was considering he was like, no, we don't
I
need to
thought
do
we agreed that we were too
We
honorable.
Too honorable to not kill.
To spare the
To
children.
spare the children, right. Far too honorable to show mercy.
I remember the minute you said that, I pointedly disagreed. So no, we in fact didn't agree.
Regardless, the decision was made to spare the children, for better or for worse. And when you got back to the train, hauling the wheel beside you, or rolling it, or sticking the BEP in it like a spoke and just kind of rolling her across the snow, there was a new member waiting for you. This one dressed in somewhat different attire, less ceremonial, darker clad, heavy armor from head to toe, with a great deal more just sort of urban scrawl to it. This doesn't look particularly decorative. It looks like it's got gashes, cuts, and non-blinky things on it. There's a large fur shawl around the outside. It looks like it spent a great deal of time in the snow. And inside it was another cat. This one, a little older and burlier than the ones before, who had requested, if you guys had time remaining, that she might challenge you herself. She is apparently the person who taught the defenders of the village and is concerned that her teachings were either inadequate or that you are just superior to anything they were previously trained to do. And in order to establish
I would like
that...
to think that both could be true.
It could be, yeah. Both may be possible. But without trusting her yourself, she will not know for sure. So she has requested, because you were merciful and did not choose to go and execute them, that you stick around for a friendly brawl.
Which puts a hand up.
Yes. Are you putting your hand up for the narrator, or we had really
No, in character.
Okay, fair enough. And
Friendly beating.
What is the prize?
She smiles a little bit and nods and says, "It's a fair question. If you beat me, I have information about where that track leads. I've been up and down this entire rail."
It leads down the track.
I'd like to point out, if we stop and fight you, we're losing time doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Why are you suddenly British?
I don't know. I've been changing accent every single game.
Oh, that'll
Go
happen.
north.
Pep says.
Go north, Kara. Go north.
No,
And underground a little
I'm
bit.
just saying, we've been losing time, and light be praised, we have work to do.
We would like a tangible prize.
I don't think I really want a prize. I think
Beth
I
would like a
really would just
prize.
like a concession for doing this, because we're taking out of our time here.
Oh,
Our side wages.
I don't think it's fair if we win, we get the prize. I think regardless, we get the prize.
Well, I suppose the prize for losing would be you don't die?
Oh, okay, now that causes Car to crack her knuckles. Oh, we're playing for keeps!
Well, I hadn't planned on killing you either way, but since we'd already established the stakes were not necessarily death-related, I suppose that's the prize, isn't it?
Bep is the prize.
Do I need a bet?
Sure, that
What can
works.
you do?
Let's go with that.
I'm gonna pick up Bep and offer
Bep.
Bep to the
Complain
other
loudly.
tour.
Okay, while I'm being picked up, upon being questioned what can you do, Beth is going to pull out a grenade, press a button on it, and then just toss it up into the air.
I'm just holding
shit.
Bep out.
She's gonna back up a little bit as the grenade
It's a
goes up.
repulsor.
It basically craps grenades.
That is
Actually, this, Seth, I'd like to say this. The second the Bep pulls out the grenade and tosses it up, Luden's diving for the new tour and going, "Save me!"
she's going to attempt to back up a bit because the grenade has just been tossed into the air.
Nate is calmly taking, just wheeling backwards slightly, not even moving, not moving his arms or anything.
So I don't think we were all that close together. How far are you tossing it forward? Just in front of you?
Up in the air, directly up.
Oh, okay. Then it's you and Kara primarily.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm involved with this. I might not be participating in this combat.
That's a repulsor grenade. What's the worst that could happen?
You could be repulsive.
Let's see how far I can throw it. In the air.
You can just toss it
Yeah, we'll
upward.
do it the proper way.
Pretty high. It goes up. If you'd like to back out of the way, you can do so.
I'm much too brave to back out of the way.
Beth and Kara stare upwards.
There's this kind of,
Basically.
you can't really see too much of her face from that distance while you're looking up there, but if you could, you'd see this. My God, they are insane. Somewhere in the corner, there's a golden droid going, because she's holding a thermal detonator. But she's not. It was an explosive like push device, and you guys get shoved D8 hexes for the funsies of it.
And then
4.
we died. Off the cliff.
No, it shows straight down. You hit a wall.
Do we
Force
just
damage.
sink into the snow further?
It goes up in front of you. You go
You
backward.
hit a wall. Force damage. It's like the hammer.
No, I
Oh,
wanted
my
it to
God.
go off right above us and just shove us straight down into the snow.
Okay, it does that then. The snow's not particularly deep. It pounds it downward in kind of a spherical shape, and it sends out this big of snow, and a fine white mist kind of fills the area and clouds visibility between one end to the next. So it has become a somewhat shroudier fog. You can't really see the train that well anymore. There's just a dark shape in the distance, and you hear the ceiling of a helmet. So we're
Combat
starting then.
begins!
We'll go ahead and roll initiative.
This will be the new ceremonial way to start every fight.
Wait, we're starting combat? Okay.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
just threw a grenade.
Oh, this isn't D&D. I don't have a character sheet in my 20. That's right.
Alright, well, shoot.
What is it? All right, I don't have an initiative score.
Yeah. It's
Is it
basically...
D10 or D8?
Yeah, you know, Allie, I was looking for the click here for initiative button too.
Did you mean to roll a d8, Zeph?
Yeah, that was the D8 for the push on the thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. D10
I'm
should
not
come
spending anything on my init.
Here's
Neither am I.
your theme music.
up. I'm not spending anything on it. Screwed.
I am. I rolled the wrong dice, but it doesn't really matter. It was below a 10. Below an 8. So.
Alright, where's mine? Hey, not too bad. I'll take it.
Hmm. Okay, Sam.
But,
I go before you, right?
yeah.
Would you like to be propelled towards her?
Well, I don't know if I'm fighting her. I didn't really agree to fight her yet. You know.
Okay.
I feel like... And also, I feel like I'm much too brave to fight
Why
her.
am I asking? You don't get to say this.
See here, I'm giving you a link. Don't click it right now. It's loud.
Click it later after game, basically.
Yes.
Maybe just don't send him the links later. That might be the
Kara
better way
doesn't
to do
have
this.
13.
Good at it.
Turn this down. Is that higher than I meant it to be?
Kara has a 2. Oh, it's people haven't actually entered the new init scores.
Oh.
Do I have to
didn't
delete
realize.
the previous ones? Or can you edit them?
Well, we can edit them.
Okay.
We can edit them. And Kronos is a 9. And Hatdan isn't there. You'll need to delete Hatdan.
There's a harsh measure for being late to the game, but
Deleting somebody is the only true path to salvation.
Did you guys want to be this close before this started, or did you want to back off a little bit? We didn't really determine how close everybody was.
Well, we were standing around and talking before the grenade happened.
We were
so
kind of
I'm just
shouting
going-
before the grenade happened because you weren't sure if she was
Oh.
a threat or not.
Well, if this is how close we are, then I don't care. I'm a close combatant, so it depends on how far back you want her
I
from
don't
me.
mind either.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just leave it like it is.
Yeah, I'm melee. Sam's melee. I don't
I'm
really look
shooty,
for
but it
problems.
doesn't matter because I can't hit the broadside of a barn anyways.
Alrighty. So are we at actual orders now?
Well, you gotta read the order.
Yeah, so
But that's what they are. Your numbers are all
That's
right
the
there.
numbers, yes.
Okay,
The
cool.
numbers are right.
Then we
I
are all
adjusted
set.
them.
Cornos, you are up first.
Before I do anything, would anyone like my stuff or something they want to do?
Depends if you'd like me to actually be able to throw grenades at her before you go in.
That might be a good idea.
Do you want to swap?
Yeah.
But you've got enough movement to get in on case Sam, haven't you?
I'm still deciding what I'm doing. Just throwing grenades. Listen, I don't know. Kara doesn't have hostility towards Dark Tor yet.
Whatever the new rule is, 20.
Alright, so the way that we have this going on right now, 1 through 10, you fumble to throw. 11 through 15, you can get 5 hexes out. 16 through 20, you can hit somebody in the first 5 hexes or hit next to the person in the next 5. So how far out is she? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's just out, so you can land it next to her. You can put it...
I will land right here.
You've got the lob, right?
I've got everything.
Yeah, everything. So that means you can choose the hex that it's going to land on.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I will land it.
Or you can choose the scattered hex, rather. You can't put it on her,
Oh.
but you can choose which scatter hex she's going toward.
Then I'll do this one.
Okay, so she's going to attempt to reflex out of the way for it. Slash roll. It's probably pretty tough for her. Reflex dodges, by the way, now are an automatic difficulty of your total mass score. So 2d10 plus, which for her is pretty hefty.
That's gonna be amazing on draft. Impossible.
Or just trying it out for now for 14. It's gonna be awfully hard for her. Plus 14. 20. At least I rolled bad. My evade is 17. Nope, I wasn't able to get out of the way. Okay, so it goes up next to her.
Okay. Would this damage both her hexes?
No, it just does the one.
Then, no. Yes. It's D10 times 5. Different 5. 10. Okay, 20 damage.
25. She's actually chinked against explosions.
Oh my god.
25. Okay.
Oh, and actually that's 2 grenades, because, you know, throw 2 grenades with each throw.
Alright.
Do I have to roll separately for the Necron for scatter thing?
Yeah, I don't really
Oh no,
decide
I don't roll, I just decide where it lands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so same place. And that does 80 damage. No, not 80.
Not
40.
80. 40?
Yes. Wait, no, hang on. I am mathing wrong. My brain is on drugs. Roleplay while on drugs, kids. Yeah, 40 damage.
Okay. So, ouch.
And that first one would have been 10 damage. Yeah, okay.
That stings a lot. Do I have anything that's going to help with that? Not really.
Okay, and for my second attack, I'm going to do the same thing. Right, throw. That lands.
That will not make it to her.
What's that? What's
so,
that bracket?
So it's 1 through 10 is. Oh no, wait, I think it does.
So I'm going to land it here.
Okay, she's gonna try to get out of the
That
way.
lands within the first 5, right?
Yeah. She's able to get out of the way. No, wait, that's the wrong direction. I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll a 10 and see if I can hopefully get out of that. Slash roll d10. That didn't help. Nope.
Okay. So both of them landing right in front of her. Mathematics. That's half of 70.
25.
35.
35.
Can I just say one thing? I have the stream up, right? And I have Roll20 up. And on the stream, she's like right next to us. And on Roll20, we're all really far back. So I don't know which one Zev's seeing.
I see the same thing as the stream.
Okay, maybe the stream's just acting buggy on my end. Let's see. Never mind.
There's like 5, 6 hexes between you?
Yeah, for some reason on my screen, she was like right here when I looked over at the stream, and I was like, wait a minute.
Okay,
So I looked over at it, and I was like, what the hell?
so
Okay,
that's 35
fine.
and 40 damage.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the wrong thing, Tim. But I can see
Yeah.
looking at the screen far away.
Ouchie.
Sorry.
That's a lot of damage, Ollie. Why'd you gotta do that?
Because
Because she's Bep.
pay to win.
That is pretty much what Bep is pay to win,
It's
isn't
just-
she?
yeah, essentially, yeah, it's fork over cash to win.
Right, this might be done.
Ow. So in a flurry of explosions, Bep chucks a whole lot of... Wait a minute, you didn't roll to see if your grenades were random.
Because you told me not to last time.
Yeah, that was last time. We said before we started
you
this.
said going forward,
Ah.
so that we could actually test see if this actually works properly.
Why did you test that, Zev? Why?
Alright, we gotta establish how many of each you have, huh?
I already did before
Okay.
we even started the game, like way back, in
Uh-huh.
case we ever changed.
Alright, she's
I
up.
have 34 hotspots left and 26 repulsor grenades left.
She
Uh-huh.
is up. That is 5. Oh, connection to server.
Haha.
Just a second. It's gonna be poopy.
I didn't kill
Is he
anybody.
back yet?
I just broke.
we go. Okay. There it says reconnection successful.
Reconnecting.
Okay. Hopefully it should be good now.
Oh wait, my simplified checks involving athletics, would that count for the combat athletics throws?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have been doing that.
See if the stream's back yet. It says it's streaming.
It's probably going to be. If it isn't already.
Let me refresh it. Still offline. There we go. Oh, no.
Sure, I'll just start it again. Start. Should be running.
Fresh. Yep, it's up now.
Okay, there we go. Sheesh.
Apparently, she blew you right off the internet.
She did. It was a series of unfortunate explosions.
Yeah.
Alright,
So we'll be able to tell her that she didn't properly train her little girls versus explosives.
essentially. We weren't expecting a package of 50 grenades to somehow show up. Where is she keeping them?
She's writing
How
down
does she
perk
hold
limits
them?
on grenade capacity.
Oh, establish weight limits. It's just a thing in general that hasn't been done yet. Alright, where is my character sheet here? What is my movement? 4, alright. Or 5. Move is 5, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm gonna react to that.
Okay.
Oh, I wish I could drop grenades as a reaction. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, fuck it, I'll stop here.
Okay, you go over there. As she's charging through the snow, Bep hightails it out of there. Do you do so in a graceful fashion, or do you plod Bep like
No,
around?
it's like her art. Picture a penguin trying to go at high speed. Arms sort of spread out. She
The best part is you don't have any digits or anything, so you basically do have like little flippers.
Yeah. She charges through the explosions forward after you. As you get to that back point, some like kind of flaps open up on the back of the armor, and there's this roar that goes behind it as this engine ignites from the back of the suit. This...
I feel like Zev remembered all the cool stuff he gave her. Why doesn't my armor do that?
And I will use a readiness to... Oh no, I don't need to. Okay, because I've got reach on the stick. So the armor...
My movement to run up the tree.
the jets on the back of the armor propel her 3 more spaces, and her spear shoots forward into the BEP, or toward the BEP.
Uh-oh.
Goodbye, Bep.
Try and hit me, fucker.
Where's the weapon? Here it is. Ah, I'll reroll that one. Ah, son of a bitch. Alright, so I missed the BEP. The first attack. BEP sneaks off to the side, she'll go for attack. I need a bonus, I didn't do that. I'll try the bonus. No, do I want to? No, I want for the first one here. I kind of want to keep my reaction. Okay, so she scoots around there and misses with the attack.
Sam, I brought her to you.
Kronos is up.
Hey Sam, do you want that spot or do you want me to go?
Go on, go for it. Give me some motivation.
Oh wait, why did that delete? Oh, it's because it's in the wrong place. Never mind. Her butt didn't get hurt. Her butt got hurt.
I feel like I haven't let you guys have nearly enough honor.
Hey, I don't know, I did well in the last fight.
Also, I don't have to move right now, so...
That's fair.
Actually, you might want me to go first, just because I don't have to move right now.
Yeah.
And if you move, you'll make her react.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Alright. So yeah, I'll take the turn. I'm just going to turn and slam her with the hammer twice. Okay.
Okay.
Does she have anything that downgrades my dice?
No, I don't think so. Not specifically.
Okay, cool, because I do downgrade her dice.
As you go for the attack, she reacts.
Oh,
What?
she can react
What
to
is this
attacks?
shenanigans?
She has a surgery that allows her to react to attacks.
Oh, cool, but I still have a reach.
Yeah, but she also has jet propulsion. The same surgery allows you to react as attacks against enemies that aren't attacking you. She shoots over here to Kronos and attacks.
She gets an attack.
Why can't she?
as well?
She gets an attack as well.
She used a move. She used an attack. She can use a reaction as an attack or a move.
Yeah, but she's using the reaction
Moving
to
and
move.
attacking.
Right,
She's
that's
like-
what the item is.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so I just lose my action.
Yeah, basically she scoots out of your range. Oh, actually, you can still
I
do
don't-
it. Remember, you've got one range of wiggle room. So your butt can basically scoot 1 hex back and still attack.
Oh, actually, I can just keep attacking her from here because I have a reach weapon anyway.
Yeah, but it's only 2 hexes.
Yeah, but Zev, look how far away from me she is.
3 hexes. Are you
Two
looking
on my
1,
screen?
2, and she's in the 3rd one.
Yeah, but you said I wiggle here. So
Right,
then
that's what I'm
that
saying.
means-
So yeah, you can attack from there if you want to, but you'd have to move. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, we're getting confused.
Sorry,
on
now
the
you're gonna have to
wiggle and
clarify because
movement.
if you're saying wiggle, are you saying I'm actually taking a move action, or am I just wiggling? 'Cause
It-
otherwise
it is not
you're
a move.
countering yourself.
No, it is not a move action. It just counts as moving for the purposes of reacting and stuff. But you said I can just stay here and attack, which you cannot. You are technically moving and then moving back. So it would provoke reactions or do anything else that you're doing. You're not staying stationary. You're not really going anywhere, but
And it doesn't consume.
It doesn't consume anything. It just means that people who have reactions can react to you. So you're not technically standing in one place.
Okay. But there's nothing against me doing it.
No.
So, but at the end, I'm gonna stay where I am because I can take 2 attack action doing the wiggle and end up back in the same squares. And it's not like she can react multiple times, which she might be able to, but.
Right.
Right.
She's already reacted for my first attack, so.
But you can still get through, right?
Alright. I don't know. Do I still get the first attack, or is it gone?
No, you still got range on it.
So yeah, you can get it through.
Okay.
So she goes after Kronos. What is with the wands?
I don't know. I don't think you hit him, though.
No, I don't.
Not even close.
Alright. So I gotta roll d12 plus d10 plus 11. That's right. Does that hit her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty soundly.
Alright.
So I'm guessing the thing she has is the boost tread on the armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said my weapon changed?
Yeah. You reach her door. You do not go over it. But so the way it is currently laid out is you can put thrust into it, but for every point of thrust you put into it, you will knock the enemy a hex away. So if you decide to put 4 into it, you're going to knock her away from you by 4.
Oh. Well, I'm not gonna knock her, I'm just gonna do a regular one.
Right.
So, regular attack. I'm gonna spend a readiness to reroll that. Pretty proud of that.
Yeah, I wish that happened to me.
Alright, 86 points of damage in that hit.
Yeah, just a second. Do I have anything to do against that?
That hammer needs to be tamed.
That's
That
got a lot
hammer-
of notoriety on it and stuff.
It has 4 notoriety on it, and then I have 2 notoriety on me for the
Yeah.
other thing.
There's not
and-
much to be
yeah.
done about, an 11. It is what it is.
And also, it's also an 11, so
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm gonna roll my other attack too. While I'm at it.
You said it was 86?
Yeah, I wrote it. It's 86.
Why is my dot? There we go. That's 86. Okay, that'll pop the armor off. So it crunches the armor.
Alright, and you know what? I'm gonna put a boost into this one.
Okay.
I'll do it for one boost, so I'll roll 2d12, or 2d10, I think, right? Yeah. So the 4?
Yeah, so it would be the
that's
4.
23. 23 points of damage. And then she moves a hex. So
Yeah, she scoots over this way.
she'll go out of my range, but I gave you a
Get a reaction.
present.
You gain a reaction.
Oh yeah, I get a reaction.
No,
but,
not for pushing her.
Oh,
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I pushed her away from me though. I'm done with her. I was basically gonna croquet mallet her the second hit.
I like to imagine it's happening while she's still using her own jet, and she just goes, wow.
An honor to fight with you. Whack.
Thank you for continuing to roll ones. Toby, you're up.
She's far away from me. Is she engaged with Kronos?
Nope, not
Actually,
about
She
it.
yes.
swung at him.
I didn't hit him though.
Yeah, she did swing at him.
You can shoot at her without risking him. She didn't hit.
And she has some cover because of the snow cover.
She has some cover because of Kara's big butt in your way.
He can lean out.
You can wiggle room out.
Yeah, you can go off to the side a little bit. So if you come off to here, you'd have a clear shot.
Yeah, you can wiggle back and forth.
Alright, so it's 2d10 plus 4 plus 3.
Which I suppose the simplified version of that rule is you can draw your line of sight or your reach from any hex around you, but doing so can provoke reactions.
Yeah, I can probably do it that way. It does kind of matter because You're technically not supposed to be able to do it if, like, you're stuck. If there's a pit next to you, you can't move into that pit and then draw line of sight from there.
Yeah.
You cannot do this if you're... If
Only
your
into a
character is-
valid hex your character can
Yeah.
move into. So you couldn't do it into a hex that's occupied by somebody you can't share space
And if
with.
you, and if you cannot move, you cannot do it. They're just trying to think of ways to simplify it without confusing it with, you know, movement, actions, and shit.
And it's the number of dice you get.
2d whatevers. Plus your combined weapon, range combat, and mind score.
And weapon quality, yes.
Yeah, whatever the weapon dice is.
Well, that's the weapon score I mentioned.
If I could stop using the window. Okay. I have to take that. That's a d10. I'm re-rolling that.
Good, good,
Good.
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 Does nothing. She ignores ones and twos.
Shoot her
Oh,
again.
she has that?
Yeah.
Oh, the monster.
Shoot her again.
Isn't it only if it's below her endure score?
And that's ignore damage results of 1 and 2s.
Unless it's above your endure score. I had that cert, Sophie. Like,
I don't know
I'm
if it,
really
I don't
sure.
know if his pistol does that much more damage though. What's your damage on a 2, Toby?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some who might do more.
And in
so-
fact, I remember bringing up the fact that it is absolutely that rule only exists for the sake of land weapons and shit, because there are no weapons, even with stack notoriety, that can actually reach above most endures on 1s and 2s. So that's not really a concern for us.
Okay, so do I hit her with a 20?
Yeah, the 20 will hit.
Is that a D8 or a D10?
It's D8. Or no, it's D10. Because there's no cover there.
Nice.
Everybody's getting the good dice.
Oh, everyone's getting the good dice. I would like you to look at my first damage
Yeah,
roll.
but look at your 10. What's the 10?
40.
Yeah.
Also, Toby,
fair
I
enough.
had to re-roll 1, and I had 3 and a 4 on one of mine, so
Burp. I'm done.
how much was it?
40, you said.
Nice.
Ouchie. Yep, alright, that's done.
She done?
She will get extra breath because of the metabolic backups. What does that say? Backups. Okay, take the injury, normal, gain 10 d10 hit points. Okay, so the next person gets to have it.
So basically, Kronos, would you like to have a tour? We're serving it
I'm
up.
really gonna try to honor.
Hit her. Hit her, Kratos.
Okay, so it's 50-10. What am I gonna? Wait. It's item score plus whatever stat I'm using to shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2d10.
My god, is it a miss? No, it's
And
not.
I will use one of the things to re-roll the one.
It's not a miss.
It's not a miss, though.
I just want to see if I can get higher damage.
Trying to break her. Yeah.
So it's a 28?
What do you?
No.
That's a
29,
30.
actually.
It's a 30,
It's
actually.
a 30.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
d12.
Why does it add that to it, or does it re-roll?
No,
the
it's
one?
just
Why
you're
is it-
breaking that endure bracket.
You went above it.
You're
in there.
breaking. Yes, you get
No,
a
no, I meant
12.
for like what it changes the numbers? Is it re-rolling and casting out the old one, or
Yes.
like
Yes.
if it's casting it out, then it's a 29, not a 30.
Yeah, but it's still
yeah,
enough.
because I already have
You needed to
one.
get
It's
a
still high
28.
enough. Yeah.
Okay. And it's 1d12.
Yep. Yay.
Reroll it. Reroll it.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh no, it's still 20.
Yay.
It's still 20 damage.
She ignores it.
See, I thought it was 8 higher than your previous roll, so I just figured it was 30. Because 9 plus 10 is 19, plus 11 is 30.
Ah,
She's right.
oh yeah. My brain.
I was like sitting there going, how do you get 29?
Okay. Did we go through everybody? I thought we did.
Yeah.
Okay, I must not have advanced it at some point.
No.
If we go
that
back to
was me in
Kronos'
Kara's
turn.
slot. That
Was
means
it
it's
him?
me again.
Yeah, it's him again.
Hi.
So how are you going in Kara's slot if Kara already got an attack?
Because Kara
Because
went in his
Bep
slot.
took my slot, and then
Yeah.
I got bumped to Bep's slot, and then I offered Bep's slot to Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam took. That's all.
Yeah,
I took
we
Kara's
traded.
slot at
We
the
traded.
end
We
of the
traded
turn.
places.
Ah,
At
okay.
the start of the new turn, I go back to being first person.
Oh, right. Okay, because we're on the new round. I didn't put a round
Yeah.
counter
Yep.
in there. That's why. Okay.
Yep.
So, it's his turn. So I said, did you want a tour? Because here's a tour. Oh, look, you did roll 30 that time.
Yep. So 23 damage.
Alright. Yep, goes down. Super impressivo. I'm gonna start this highly inappropriate music at this point. Alright, so,
Alright,
and what
I'm
continues
going
to be
to,
a ludicrous example of why missing does suck.
Also, this is an example of why in every single system, round economy is the most dominant factor in who will win. This is
True.
why other systems now give the boss fights and such, in, abilities that can interrupt turn order or give it an extra turn or so on and so forth. Because when you have one turn and you're fighting 5 other things, it hurts.
it
True.
does hurt.
God.
Which is why I'm going to walk over and then offer my hand to help her up.
That's
You-
exactly what I was gonna do.
did you like offer your hand like Jaime Lannister style, or did you like?
I was picturing it as he kind of plant the hammer head down thing and then use that as a brace to kind of bend down type thing. Or probably.
Yeah.
No, I was offering a hand to, a friend who I just kicked their ass.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I
you
meant.
know.
It's like you're not using the hammer as a weapon or as a threat or anything. You're using it literally just brace yourself when you reach down to offer her a
No,
hand.
I don't even need a brace. I'm a Tor.
Yeah, stuff would lower your
Don't need
front
to
legs.
brace.
I don't need a brace. I'm fine. I'm just gonna offer my hand and I'll help her to her feet.
She will cough, and actually I don't know that she can get to her feet on account of the ouchies.
I will valiantly throw her over my back and start walking her back down the hill. I'm sorry, but we're really in quite a bit of a rush.
Well, it didn't take too much of your time.
Bep is going to walk alongside Kara, arms out in the air in a victory pose, just doing this little victory chime over and over.
They will do the very quiet, just roll up beside and continue rolling.
I'm afraid that without the love of the light, there was no chance for you to win this battle.
I mean, at least I know it wasn't a lack of training.
Nate will look over and go, I will be honest, as nice as well the flashy armor they're wearing was, it's kind of impractical against some multiple enemies who are coordinated.
Especially when one of them shits napalm and pisses vinegar. She says, looking
That
down
would
at
be
the
part of
small.
Ah, yes, the creature of the light, for the savior of us all.
I'm holy!
Do those burn coming out?
We try
don't
not to think
understand the
about where those
question.
come out of. The sacred
Those information
beppings
I
are
pretty clearly
sacred.
do not want.
And Bep will waddle up beside, Kara, because I imagine Faye's slung ever so gracefully over you.
Oh yeah, I've got her slung over the back of
And
me.
she will offer up an unprimed repulsor grenade and just go, consolation prize.
Can you tell us? Can you tell us anything that would speed up our journey, lest we lay waste to more of the countryside?
Well, I was going to try to help you get the next car on your train working, but I'm having a hard time moving at the moment.
I guess we'll just have to take you with us. I'm turning around, going back to the train.
Well, you weren't that far from it. We were in front of the train to begin with.
I know.
Well, Lagrange goes, you know, the alligator is a medic.
Yeah, let's just take her with us.
Kidnapping.
They don't need her right now.
I don't think we need to get that far.
Will she take the consolation prize?
She will attempt to. Yeah, I haven't really figured out what's beat up on her yet. Hang on.
As she takes the consolation prize, Bep pushes the button.
Boop. TD18. TD18.
It's not.
Okay, it's not so bad.
It's not kidnapping if we won the fight.
That's
I'm gonna be
just-
saying abruptly over my shoulder.
How did she sweet?
But Lagrange, no, that is still in fact kidnapping. It doesn't change that.
Not bad. One of her, we'll say she's got a broken leg. And few holes, cuts, bruises, cracked ribber too. It's the first two. Or general.
I'm
traumas and
certain
stuff.
with practice you could be nearly as brave as I am.
Apparently, I need it.
If she at all looks at Nate, Nate's just kind of giving like the closest thing with no face he can do. I have no idea.
I'd like to point out that I shattered the shit out of her armor with that hammerhead.
Definitely holding up another.
You think this is mostly how she acts?
What are you holding up now?
Another repulsor grenade.
Are these all going to go off when I grab them all? Is there a collection of them?
Only if you press the button.
She looks down at the perfectly smooth, buttonless surface.
Enjoy from Generico.
Oh, it's Generico. Oh, this all becomes clear. Hang on.
Ah, yes. The Sacred Mother Corp, Generico. Savior of us all.
She will kind of hobble to her feet while limping on the leg through the cracked armor and stuff, chuckling a little bit, and go, "Give me where's the wow? Who broke the back of the? No, why am I even asking? It was you, wasn't it?"
What?
She looks back at the hammer versus the damaged car on the back.
Oh, yeah.
I opened the door.
Yeah, she hit it with the hammer and it kind of fell.
She damaged Generico property.
I opened Generico property.
She's going to limp into the back there and say, you managed to break up the wiring pretty good. Hang on, I think it'll still work. And she'll pull.
I don't. Are you a certified technician? Is that the word you used, Bep?
Yes, I am, Bet.
I'm gonna hold Bep up towards the wiring.
Bep, come here, Bep.
Bet. I am Bet.
Bep, here, stick out your tongue.
Bet sticks out her tongue.
Put a hand on the console.
Doesn't have a hand, just a stump.
She'll figure it out.
Bet reaches her little paw towards the console without moving. And then starts to shuffle sideways to actually put her hand on it.
Ding, ding, ding. She puts her toggle on Bep's tongue and pulls it out like you would with like a little cashier drawer and lets go and it shoots back in going ding. And a little subroutine activates that turns on the car in the train. And the lights pop in and go through, and the train car lights up, and this appears to be a medical bay that was back here. One of the receiving beds has been destroyed from Sam's hammer, but there seems to still be two more that are working. So you no longer have to do bathroom surgery on the bunk beds.
Now we did train surgery.
Now you can do train surgery with some actual materials for repairing people. Hang on. She grabs one of Bep's ears.
Keeping her mouth closed.
Grabs one of Bep's ears and pulls it sideways like a ratchet. Clink. That pulls the toggle back out of the slot and puts it back up as the tongue pops back in.
Bep makes a little grabby hand.
If you ever need to get her to
little
put
hands
subroutines into the ship, just put it through the tongue slot. If you give them buttons, they just get stuck there for hours.
Buttons.
That's why the grenades don't have buttons, Bep.
The grenade is the button.
No, this one's smarter than most.
Yeah, it makes her incredibly dangerous.
Bep pulls out a repulsor grenade, holds it out to Faye.
This is the most sacred of BEPs. It was pure and unboxed, given to us by our leader.
That's good. In the event that it breaks, she hits one of the overhead compartments in there, and 3 more boxed BEPs fall out of it. There's always a few spares in case of flotation device.
Bep is going to go and try and pull one of the Beps out of the box. To
No,
claim it as her
don't let
own.
them meet each other first. Hang on, just put it back up. They can't
No,
talk. No,
no.
they get stuck for so long.
Ah.
I'm gonna put the boxes back up.
Back
Bep
up.
is making grabby hands towards the boxes that are now high.
She's gonna sniff the air a little bit. They almost were dusty. How old is this?
We don't know. We've never seen such a device before. It's majestic.
And she will kind of lie down on the bed with like, well, if you're willing to, I don't want to trouble you guys any further. Let me tell you about where you're going.
No. I'm curious. What?
Well, I was going to make use of your facility because it's a little more advanced than the one we have at the village.
Well, why don't you?
Because I'm not very good with a tool and my arm's broken.
Well, your arm's broken, so you might as well just ride with us until our doctor can fix you.
No, I don't want to go where you're going.
Now, tough.
So it is kidnapping then. Sam has decided.
Meanwhile, with the question of
Kara's
how old is this?
gonna fold her arms. I believe we won.
So the spoils of war were me? You beat me in a matter of seconds. I don't know why you need me around.
I'm gonna motion at the panel.
Oh, I don't have much more clearance than that. That was hijacked off the last train that came through here.
Get a motion at the panel. And then motion at the bet box.
I will tell you what I know about the train and about where you're heading.
That is perfectly fair.
Well, we can have our doctor look at you before we go. And use this strange facility.
She looks a little nervously and kind of whispers, "It's not the BEP, is it?"
No, it's.
They're engaged in surgical routines.
No.
She's gonna kind of
declined.
motion over at the. I believe he's an alligator. Alligator or crocodile? Which one of them is? One of the two.
I don't
I'm
really know,
racist.
but I've been interchanging which one I've been calling him all the whole time.
I'm racist. I think it's an alligator.
I'm going to assume he's going to mutter reluctantly.
Crocodile.
He's gonna mutter reluctantly that he will do it because that he isn't here to say no.
Fine.
Fine.
Actually, he's probably gonna mutter reluctantly that he'll do it, and he will start doing it, and we can just assume he did it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's been did. He done
So
did
he's
it.
going to treat the patient.
Meanwhile,
So
Bep is going to give a rundown of when this generical push train was put in service because it was asked only it's listed with error, date not found, error, place of manufacture not found, error.
When she's able to kind of walk a bit more comfortably up to the front, she will head over to the front of the train from the outside, not from within. So whoever wants to go out, other people could stay warm if they want to. The cold is beginning to pick
Bep's
up.
going with her.
I'll go with her.
It is now getting further into the night. It hasn't quite reached, or it's going like sundown right now. We're reaching sunset of the day. And she points off toward the distance and says, "Your next path takes you around these mountains," and they continue for miles and miles around the outside toward the frozen coast. There are things living up there that don't like their tracks disturbed. They're large and they can fly.
I do not understand.
How would they leave tracks if they are flying?
Yes, I do not understand this.
She's going to engage the Bep Pat protocol, which just consists of patting Bep on top of the head whenever she
Bep's arms wiggle happily.
Yeah.
Bep offers up a repulsor grenade.
I don't have the same places to store these.
Bep continues holding out the repulsor grenade.
They're convenient, though.
I don't think she's gonna take no for an answer.
How many have you lost? She's going to keep putting them in a pack.
Cool. Right, putting that down again.
I will take your holy orbs. She goes, "Be cautious. Your train makes a lot of noise, Don't exceed your minimum speed requirements or you won't be able to take the turns.
Duly noted.
Don't you mean maximum speed?
No, the train can go significantly faster than you've been traveling in it.
If we go over minimum speed while journeying on a track, we go.
Yeah, it has
might be
a
faster.
certain like down gear. Like it can't go any slower than the lowest level. Once you get to the other side, you're going to be in new territory. There are several villages over there, and a few cities involving some survivors. Some will be more friendly than others. Where you're ultimately headed, though, is a strange place. I haven't been able to get to there for some time now. They guard their borders carefully. They were good people once, but they've become concerned lately.
Concerned about what?
Mostly invasion. I think they have an asset they didn't have before.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what I reckon.
The light is going out in our village. The cold will come. We must act.
How long have you had the light?
The light
We
was
have
left
had
to
it
us
since
by
era.
Generico.
They've not found.
She looks up toward the front of the train, which has one of those little howl lights on it, and kind of nods toward it. That there?
No.
Well, it's the same
She's
one.
gonna like, yeah, it's much bigger and on top of the building in the center of town.
She nods.
Sweet. What would I call the light?
Presumably the same thing, if that's what you were told to call it.
Okay.
Because that's what the dude was kind of addressing it as. Originally, it was the AI that basically ran the town. So you could call it whatever
I'm
you
just
figured
wondering
they'd
because I
want
was
to call
hooked
it.
up to it.
Yeah. So you can call it whatever you think they'd call it, but if he
Mama?
dude who was telling you to call it the light, you'd probably just call it that.
It's mom. No, it couldn't be mama because mombox is mama.
Yes. And it can't be
Papa.
mother because that's copywritten.
I know what Beb calls it.
Uh,
Beb opens her mouth and starts to let out screeching electronic noises.
yes, the modem noise, which is its
Basically, you do
distinct.
the modem noise.
Yeah.
Basically, you're doing the thing for reaching a handshake.
Yeah,
from
it's
home.
distinct handshake sound. Everybody winces, including the train.
Mhm.
I think that's what she calls it.
She goes, yeah. Hopefully, she doesn't call it very often.
You seem very learned for this area. Why do you stay in this village?
They're good people. She looks back toward them. They were friendly. They let me in. I helped teach them a little. Apparently, not enough. She chuckles a little bit. I didn't know you guys were so well equipped. This is going to concern a lot of people. You're traveling with more armament than most people do, and this train hasn't moved in some time. Watch out for ambushes.
Oh,
They
we know
better
about
watch
the
out for
ambushes.
us.
There's
Well-
this white thing that keeps trying to derail us.
No, you mean the black and white thing?
I
has
prefer
many
if it
colours.
were just white and
And
buried
it
in
also
the
has that kind
snow.
of rainbow fin thing. It keeps stealing our stuff.
You've seen it.
I've been trying to help it. Does not seem to like help. It keeps saying go home.
She nods a little
So
bit.
go home while taking something that makes it so we can't move or do anything.
I don't know much about it.
Such
I know
as
it belongs
the
to the
wheel.
village that you're heading to. She wasn't there originally. She came up fairly recently.
Oh, that's a good sign.
She's protective of it, though. I think she's their primary vanguard. I've made it
It's
a point not to
unfortunate
get
we'll
too
have
close.
to defeat her.
She kind of looks sidelong as in curious about how far you're interested in going in order to get your prize. A lot of people over there.
A lot of people back where we come from.
Maybe you can find some way to coexist.
Sure, as soon as we get our light back.
If I can find the parts we need, I might be able to get us off this rock if they don't go missing again.
What rock? I don't understand.
She will.
We are on ship. Or on train.
wave her hand up as she kind of heads off toward the dark. It's gonna be dark soon. It's going to get awfully cold. You should get back into your train. I
Maybe
wish you
trying
guys
to
the
follow-
best
getting
of
home?
luck. I'll manage to limp back. They'll come and get me.
Kara's
Beck's
actually
following her.
giving a slightly concerned look. I should get you back. I can run back fast. It will be fine. I'm just going to roughly start grabbing her.
I'm not convinced you can actually lift her. I mean, we haven't tried to roll for it, but I mean, go ahead
We
and
can
try.
try. Yeah, I'll try. I'm game.
Yeah, let's
All
go
right.
to the athletics here.
Prove how mighty you are.
Control fine, athletics.
I don't have a tool for this. I believe.
You are a tool.
I am a tool. That's fairly sizable of a lift,
I just gotta
considering
find it. Hang
how
on.
strong I am.
That's
the old
not
tour.
Jinky small. Did I go back too far? No, here we go. Athletics, here we go. Alright, what did you roll? Yeah, no,
23.
not a chance. It's 10 times your
Ah.
check result in pounds. So 230, which is a nice lift, but she's got to be close to 900.
Oh, see, I would have figured Tor would have gotten a bigger lift than that.
No, your arms aren't any stronger. I mean, you can go further
Oh.
and you don't get knocked over, but you're still just a person.
Oh, see, I thought I had more ballast since I had like the extra 4 legs on the ground.
Yeah,
for
but that doesn't
throwing
allow you
things over.
to lift half a ton.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd need
Okay.
augmentation for it.
Okay. Well, I will still offer her a shoulder on the way back.
She'll take as far as the
I'll take her until she get people come up for her.
threshold. Yeah, you'll see some torches in the distance. As you turn back to the train, she'll say, "Kara, you should consider trying to find a way to work with these people that you're heading toward. Energy is few and far between on this planet. If they have some source of warmth, they're going to protect it with their lives."
She's gonna kind of tilt her head and go, "I wish them no ill will, but if they kill my village, I must fight for them too."
She'll head back toward her own and wave off.
Beck is still trying to follow along, as if this is my new owner. Beck may have forgotten who she belongs to.
I will just let Bep go. Goodbye, Bep.
Bye.
Waves.
As Bep catches up, she will turn the Bep around and give it a little pat on the butt and send the Bep back
Beck
up.
waves at Feyre. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the train.
You guys can load back onto the train. At this point, you're gonna probably want to rig up some repairs for that hole that you made in the wall because it's going to get awfully cold in those chambers.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to get on that,
I can do that.
okay.
I
Mind
can't do
exert
that.
and
Probably the
engineering.
best suited. I have no repairs abilities.
Mind
I
exert-
fix nothing. I am not capable of fixing.
We are both combat monkeys.
I do hit that. I do hit stuff and haul things.
And you've got
that's
some
about it.
tools, so if you want to add a
Bep
plus
will
I
5
hit
to it,
dodge.
What's that?
you've got tools. You can add a plus 5 to it.
And Beck will assist you.
I do hit and dodge.
what?
That's pretty much my whole job.
What does the Bep assist do?
The helping at the moment doesn't really do anything. I think we're just gonna, for
It's
the moment, I'm
moral
gonna
support
treat it.
for your
Yeah,
role.
I'm gonna treat it the same way that we used to, in that 2 people can just try the same check. So Bep can attempt to check too.
Okay. This is mind or body?
Mind. Okay, Llewellyn will pull it off. Bep will bungle a bit, kind of get in the way, kind of bounce around a bit. Should probably drop a grenade or two.
Beck helping.
You're able to weld on and get some some plate up there so that at least it isn't freezing through. It's not as insulated as the rest of the train, so it's a bit cold in those corners. But at least, you know, the cold isn't biting.
Luden's just looking at going, it's not the best work I've ever done, but it'll hold for now.
It falls off. No. You may proceed.
Okay, so we'll start the train back up after we got the wheel on and get going.
Once the
Actually,
wheel
we already
has
got the wheel
been-
on.
Yeah, you
did
can
that,
put
yeah.
it back on. You get it back in there, it goes, and the train status lights kind of pop back on again. Hops back through it. As the train does a little handshake with the new card that's been popped into it, you get a new status display down at the bottom. It's like, ooh, there's a new map. It shows that you've got a new car attached. And it also shows that a few new systems have come back online. Apparently you've got some lighting that's coming for the darkness. A heater has popped up, which is a handy little thing you have. So now you can feel the familiar warmth and the pleasant scent of burning oil that you remember from the heaters back home. Or whatever system that Generico used to short-shirt their heating systems a bit. It smells a little bit like home. It's kind of cozy. Attached to the medical bay is a place that you can get food from, generic though that food may be. You get it.
They have crisp bowls.
And there are two other things too. If you have a look at them, have somebody do... I think it's going to be Mind Exert and Computer.
Not me.
Nope.
Computer?
Yeah, that's not right.
Logic?
Yeah.
Logic, yeah, it's all logic now. Mind Exert and Logic.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a boom.
And, do
vault.
we have equipment bonus?
No, you got a bit. I'll say +2. Because the machine itself is there, so.
Right, Pep will assist with this. Nice.
Excellent bepping.
Bet may have actually turned it off.
I like my boom.
Vep attempted to. Yeah, so you were able to recognize what's on there, because it's not terribly difficult. They're highlighted, but you put together that 2 new weapon systems have come on. There's a midline anti-pursuit system, and there's a forward set of guns that are on the front, primarily for getting rid of anything that's on the track. And they're apparently concussive based with a projectile as well. It's supposed to clear trouble. It's like a snowplow only.
Is this just leading up to this being the shitty Snowpiercer film?
I haven't seen it, but
good.
I hope not, because you certainly introduced it in a way that would really make me sad if I were attempting to mimic it in some way.
Don't watch Snowpiercer. Don't. Okay.
Save yourself the horror. As
And
he's typing to look it up.
no, I'm just spinning this template around. Okay, and you can go. You can go start her up.
Bet will interface and press the go button.
All right, the go button goes. The little Generico smiley place smiles, and the train makes its
Wow.
unhappily training song.
Beep 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 beep. Beep,
It's-
beep, 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 beep.
A jingle that's far too long. Like any normal like interface would have jingled once and been like, we're on our way. This one has to do this freaking like 18 chord melody that
It's the Generico chord.
yes, consists of a choir in the background of Beps,
Oh,
which I think we know what song they're singing. Bep, bep.
no. I remember when I was deaf. Those were good times.
The Beps, you can hear the Beps muffled in the boxes in the top shelf that Faye shoved back in there going, "Bep, bep, 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 bep."
See,
Nice.
I really needed tonight was a line used in a Generico product, just somebody singing towards the product.
Yep.
And the train will begin off toward the mountainside. I will be back in a moment to say. drop
I
this
don't know
off.
why, but I could just imagine a Generico store opening with all these box beps
Guys,
and
take a break
just
if
the
you need one.
song from Sausage Party playing. Only it's Beps singing about how glorious it is going to be sold.
God, Sausage Party.
God, that was a horrible movie, but that was...
I will admit I know nothing about that movie, and I'm kind of happier that way.
Oh, that movie was so horrible and so racist and so many levels.
I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna stop. Now.
Wow.
Forever's gonna stop.
Sam?
Hmm?
I just sent you a link. Will you take a look at that and let me know what you think of the description?
Seems fine.
Okay.
Now return.
Welcome back.
Are folks out or are folks in?
I'm here.
I'm here.
I think we're all here.
Okay, then we can just go on to it. The train ride is fairly uneventful for many hours. The sun goes down, you are into the evening. How do you guys want to kind of handle shifts, or do you want to sleep, or do you want to repair after your taxing and nearly life-threatening fight where you all took
My
so
armor
much
was
damage?
already repaired and I took no damage, so I'm
Yeah,
fine.
that was the joke. Yeah.
Did anyone actually get hit by Faye?
No, nobody got hit.
She tried to
Sam.
hit me.
No, I'm asking this in character. Did anybody
tried
actually
to
get
hit
hit?
Not that I could see.
It's gotta be really disappointing for her. Being the guardian of her like village and stuff. I mean,
She tried to poke me
that's
with
like
a big
the best they
chopstick.
have, right? You know, I kind of got the feeling when we left town that they were just kind of happy that we left.
Also, see, you know that one die you re-rolled trying to hit me? Even if you rolled max on that die, you wouldn't have hit me.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things of going, you know, I feel like we were the ones that they were just happy to get rid of, and yeah.
That's probably about right, if we're being honest.
And I feel like there were better, more capable people, maybe that could have went, but Light chose us.
I was rolling 2d10 plus 9, right?
I think so.
You would have had to roll max on both those die to hit me.
Damn.
Yeah, 29 evade. I got no armor on.
That's true. No armor on. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go. I'll take a shift. Do you want to take a shift? I'm looking over at the other person.
Wait a
that I
minute. Where did your
recognize.
accent go?
It went over there.
Yes, I can do it.
I was told not to use the accent, so I stopped it. Oh, governor! Oh, you want some chips of that? Oh, it'd be great. No, no,
Bet
seriously.
puts her hand up.
Oi, what?
See,
Oi.
look, Faye tells her she has a hand, and now she starts acting like she's got a hand.
Bet puts the nub up.
Where did you put it up?
Oh.
Oh, eyebrow waggle. No, I'm gonna nod over to Nate and go. You take a shift,
I can do that. That wouldn't be a problem.
and I'll look over at the other two. You think either you can take a shift? Maybe together?
Who are you talking to?
I was looking at you and Bep.
Beth gets a shift.
I'm asking if you two might take a shift
I'll
together.
keep an eye. We'll let the Bep take the shift. I'll keep an eye on her.
You can.
Doesn't that
assist
count as
the
taking a shift?
That's what he's saying, but he's saying it in a polite way.
That's a
Why
guarding
even
the
fly
BEP
to
shift.
The possession. So funny. Beth will happily wave her arms about and then go sit on the console at the front of the train, staring out into the whooshing darkness.
BEP butt recognized. All right. So what order were they in?
I'll take first.
I'll take second.
I guess the Bep and
Well,
Llewellyn are last.
I mean,
What
between the two of you, count as one person.
what are other people doing during this? Are you sleeping in the sleeping cars or what?
I
I'll sleep in the
don't
sleeping
know.
car.
You're gonna
Oh.
get back in. Is the BEP
Charge.
going to attempt to?
I guess I would find a charging port.
Yeah. There's a couple.
Maybe somebody would guide me to a charging port.
During my watch, I will direct you to a charging port.
Beth will happily go sit at her
I will
charging-
tuck you in your charging port.
Yay.
Hmm.
BEP, halfway through your charging cycle, you will note that the port is no longer producing power.
Emergency! Emergency!
What's the matter, Bep?
There's an emergency going on.
What's the emergency, Bep?
My
But there's an
charging port does not
emergency.
have power.
Oh, here, let's try a different one. Do any of
Does
the ports
a
give
different
her
one have
power?
power?
I'm trying to debate how many there would actually be. I guess there'd be one per car. Every car's got to have a BEP sitting around in that somewhere. You'll go into the next car, and yeah, that one doesn't seem to be producing power either. But while you're
Emergency!
as you're plugging her into it, the lights themselves will flicker a little bit.
There's an emergency going on.
I don't understand. Bep, what's wrong?
There's an emergency going on.
There, and as she's talking, suddenly her eyes flicker a little bit as the train's Wi-Fi takes her over for a minute and reports in the train's voice, "There is an emergency going on."
Thanks, Shineko.
I will go wake everybody up.
Warning: power fluctuations detected.
Oh, that's not so good.
And then Bep will repeat in Bep's voice. There's an emergency going on. Power fluctuations detected.
She begins it, as the second one begins too, with a slight delay. So they're the same thing, but the echo is just a couple seconds off.
And then the boxes start.
Yeah,
It's still going on.
in the boxes.
I think it.
And there's no one singing.
I know. I know. I've heard this in a story once, where they were traveling on a vehicle of some sort, and they had trouble keeping going. So what they had to do was start throwing things out that were heavy. So I'm gonna go grab a bet box.
Oddly light.
I
No!
don't think that's the intent right now. I think
Kara,
we're having
stop.
a shoot attack.
Ugh,
We just get
That
rid of
doesn't
the
work with-
extra ballast.
that doesn't work with these things. I'm
Do-
actually going to poke around at the control center and see if I can see what's going on.
Looks like do a mind perceive and
GQ?
the logic.
Okay.
Yeah. And you get it. You've got the console in there, so it's another +5 on that too. But it's good enough. But the looks like power is just not going to where it should be. There's a whole lot of systems that are going offline. The front weaponry has been disabled. The BEP power supplies have been disabled. Something looks like it's being messed with. The medical bay is also being tampered with. One of the medical beds just went down too. The power isn't gone. It's just not getting to places.
God damn it, I think that thing is back.
It's still going on. There's an emergency going on. Emergency.
Do we know where the main breaker area is for this thing?
You don't really know where anything is on it because you've only just opened new stuff.
Bap, where's the
He's saying, Bap.
where's the power transfer systems?
Offline.
Where would they be physically?
You are aware
On the train.
of them being in one of the cars. There should be an engineering car somewhere back there.
Follow me.
There should
And
also
she's
be
going
a
to
lot of
start
consoles
walking.
outside that handle it too.
She's going to open up the train door, the outer train door, because you know the inner doors are locked, aren't they?
Yeah, typically.
Okay. Going to open up the outer train door and start walking outside.
Bap,
As you open the outer train door, you are greeted with the midnight of Arctic cold. On one side of you, as you're going up this mountain cliff, is the cliff face, which is about 6 feet away from the train edge, whooshing by.
Okay, I'm shorter than that.
Yeah, good, good. On the other side is the coast, which is, you know, about a 500-foot drop down to frozen.
Okay, so my magnetic boots of magicalness, my feet, are going to let me walk along the train side.
You will traverse the side of the train. It's very cold out
Yeah.
there, but at least you have
That's okay.
Bepsolation.
Yep. And then she's going to poke her head back in the train and wave a "come on" motion.
I'm
But-
gonna give this look of somebody who has hooves and doesn't climb really well.
Sev,
Uh-huh.
question. Can I climb around with the push frame?
No, it's meant
That
for
work?
zero gravity environments.
Meaning you can't pull yourself with it. You can
Oh,
manipulate
I thought you meant
objects.
the little pull gauntlet thing. No, you can't. You
No.
can't float yourself. I don't think. Let me see. I think it says something about
I
that.
believe you can levitate an object, but you couldn't like grab onto something with it and then pull yourself along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look at it.
You can pull
really quick.
something to you, but you can't like use it to leverage to get yourself places, basically. It would just go because it doesn't have enough force to pull what you're trying to pull.
Well, and also there's no actual linkage between you and it.
Yeah, you can't levitate
Mhm.
yourself, and you can't pull yourself to something.
Okay. Well then, Bep, we can't go out there.
I'm just
The
gonna
door is
turn and look
open.
over at Nate.
Nate will look down at the wheels on his legs and then look back at her. I have wheels.
I'm gonna grab Bep, pull her back in, and slam the door.
But-
Well, that's a dead place to us.
If Bep does not restore power, Bep will die.
No, Bep will just go inactive for a time until power is restored.
That is the Bep death.
Bep, can you open
says with a
one
very
of the doors
grave look on her
inside?
face.
There's a cheerful generico voice pops up over the con. Attention all BEP units. BEP power cannibalism will begin soon. Line up to determine who will consume the power supplies of the remaining BEPs.
Bep's head immediately whips around to the box Beps.
The box BEPs inside are whimpering, having never had a chance to enjoy life and love.
It is as it should be.
Bep whispers, "There can be only none."
Well, we're not going out there. This is well, I mean, I guess we could find a way to
Car
start getting rid of.
lady,
Huh? Yeah.
you can break down the doors.
Yeah.
Which way? Bep will try and walk despite still being held. Her legs are starting to move towards.
I will
without-
set the Bep down and let it go
Okay.
because it
And-
should
and
walk
she-
for as much as it still has
Like one
power
of those
for, I
pullback
guess.
race cars, she immediately starts moving. As she said,
At a pathetic speed, like one of those
Yeah.
pullback race cars.
towards the back door of this car.
Mhm.
Okay, move back there.
So the back car door to the exterior you can actually open without having to weld it with a hammer. You just can't get into the next one necessarily.
Okay, once we're at the next one's door, which is sealed, Bep points at it.
I'm gonna look at it, then I'll go, huh? Then
Bep-
I'll hold hammer up, like, huh?
Bep nods and holds her arms up as if holding a hammer, and then starts making smashy motions.
Now, herein is the question. Would either one of you two particularly care if the door was already open?
No.
Uh-uh.
No.
Fair enough.
Also, wait,
Carry
now
on.
there's going to be something else when... Okay, so...
But I will try, in fact,
Okay, the moment
to
you
hit
lift
the
your
door
hammer...
harder, assuming
moment
that
you-
it is closed.
The moment you lift your hammer, Bep throws her body in front of the door going, do not damage the narrow property.
I'm going to lower my hammer and look very confused.
And then Bep gestures at the door wildly as if waiting for you to open it.
I'm going to raise my hammer again.
Do not damage generical property.
Behind the Bep, the door opens, and the usual piece of shenanigans on the other side is waiting with a bundle of wires in her mouth and a rather baffled look on her face as she sees the hammer already up. And the Bep between
And I'm
her
going to
and the
finish the
wall.
swing right then, because that's not generico property.
The Bep is in the way.
Nate will be
The Bep
looking
is
into this
directly in the
exactly.
way.
I don't care. The
We have
I have
replacements.
spares.
Not, can I turn around and see this as well so I don't see the hammer?
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
he throw
this is
two
a reach
grenades at
weapon. I
Nico.
can technically hit over the BEP.
I would like to immediately lob 2 grenades at Miko.
You can like that all you want, but you can't do it before she can
Damn it.
move.
So, do I get a
We
swing?
can see her, can't we?
There is a moment as you're all kind of looking at each other. You can attempt to swing. She is going to attempt to run the other direction. Let's see who gets to do it first. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, what the
I'm
hell?
putting my +4 into this nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Actually,
since
let me double check.
yeah, I'm putting
God damn it.
everything I've got into it. No, it's just the person swinging.
Oh.
We're not going to go straight into rounds for it. I'm putting all of readiness into it because I don't want to get hit by a hammer. There we go.
Jesus Christ, your
Oh,
readiness.
shit.
Well, yeah, if you don't put anything into rerolls, you can put a lot into that.
No, but she
Yeah.
has 9 readiness, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Holy shit.
She will immediately tear off in the other direction.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I use a reroll?
Yeah, you can.
Why?
Because I kept 1 readiness in reserve, and I might as well.
No,
'cause
I'm
not
just
gonna
saying,
get
why would you bother, though?
You
I
can't
could get a
buffer
10, and
roll.
I'd match her.
No, you
No,
wouldn't.
you wouldn't. You'd be a
No, you
13.
Oh.
17.
Oh yeah,
You
I'd
get
get a 13. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right.
That's what I was saying.
math.
Why? What's the point?
All right, I'm just going to have be like doing the carry through, and I'm going to be like, wait, we're much too honorable. We want to save you.
So this is this moment of, oh
Stop
god, my
breaking
day.
our train.
I have a question. What's Miko's movement?
I don't have it written down. It's fairly high.
It's a number that's it's called OP.
No, it's big. It's like probably a 7 or an 8.
If it's
I
a
have
7,
an important
I can
question
keep
for
up
you.
with that.
Is it more than 14?
I have a question for you. Are you awake? The answer is no.
You woke us all up.
Actually, he
So,
is
yes,
awake. I did wake
Yeah.
everybody up earlier.
You'd have to scoot down the train end from the back, though. You can't get to it. At least not in a single move.
Well, basically the main problem would be I'm blocking the door,
Yeah,
and I'm in
there's
your
a
way,
horse
so-
butt.
Yeah.
Stunts.
But
Beth was right there. Beth could get through, but I'm
Yeah.
probably
if
blocking
her
the
movement
way.
is 7, I can keep up.
Yeah.
Beth is actually a speedy little fucker, despite how I play her.
Repulsor grenade in front of her.
Push her right back towards Kara.
Yeah.
It would be funny. However,
It would.
the back door of the train is open, so because that's where she came in from, is from the back. So
She's
on
like,
her
I'm
turn,
fucking DMing this. Shut up.
Shut
Well,
up.
it's just a train car. You know, it's not that big. She's going to exit it on her turn. She's got like 3 movements that
Oh.
she can do. So
All right.
When Beth comes up, we'll also run out the door she's by and start running around the train car trying to locate Miko.
So she tears out the back of it. There's all kinds of sparking lights and good stuff going on as she's going through, and hops up through the back on top of the car.
Okay.
So it disappears from view up on the top.
I'm just gonna go. Well, I guess she's gone again.
I'm
I hope
going
she's
up there.
safe. And then I'm just gonna go trottle back to the front because I can't do anything. Because I can't fix the wires.
As Bep is passing through the car, There is a
No,
sudden.
I'm not going through the car. I'm at the door we're at, which is also
And she's just
an
gonna
outside
climb up to the
connection.
top.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going straight up to the
It's
top
going
of the
straight
car.
to the top. Okay.
Yeah, because she just magnets right to it. She goes up.
All right. You go up to the top. As you get to the top, do you continue down that direction then?
Yeah.
All right. So it's cold and windy up there.
She's a Bep.
You get up to the top, you hold on, and as you get about halfway down the length of the car, there is a sudden burst of acceleration. To the point that people inside need to check on whether or not they get knocked off, and Beth must also check on whether or not she gets knocked off.
Isn't Bep a maglev with the locks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think she's fine, probably.
maybe.
She'll have to say, she'll just get a bonus on it. But let me see the thing for the locks.
Is it an athletics check?
Yeah, it'll be body exert and athletics. Or actually, no, it'll be a save. What am I doing?
Your save?
Yeah, it's going to be an endure save, and the difficulty on it is going to be, we're going to call it 10. So 2d10 plus 10.
I have a double simplify on endure saves.
So it'll be 2d8 plus 10.
So 2d10 plus 10?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Unless you have anything that makes it worse.
Well,
I'm fine.
I don't have anything for endure, but
Is
I have
it-
athletics
You wanna
stuff.
Under your endure.
If you meet, does that count as a succeed still?
Yeah, you're okay
I
if
think
you,
that's-
if you match it.
I'm
Cool.
fine.
I just met my endure.
All right, Beb.
Okay, I do have to roll.
Yeah, you're out in the wind and stuff. It's worse for you.
Maglevs.
Yeah, but that just allows you to walk sideways and stuff. It doesn't make you a permanent feature of any wall you're on.
You could lock in place.
It says right here. Hardlocks. Magnetize your feet and what amounts to your feet to metallic surface, allowing you to
Hey,
walk along it, regardless
Haley,
of
do you have the
angle.
hard locks reclaim?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Scale walls, hang from ceilings, or walk normally in zero gravity. It doesn't,
Damn.
anything that's going to knock you off will still
Okay.
knock you off.
What's the difficulty for me then?
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
'Cause you got the wind there helping.
I'm fine. Yeah. I've got to endure a 29. I'm good.
You all manage to hold still despite the sudden rocking of the train as it bursts into acceleration. There is a happy smiley face that appears on the Generico console up front, and the little alert through the loudspeaker on the train says, "Power allocation complete. Power reallocated to thrust." And then in the little beps in the boxes go, "Yay!"
Meanwhile, the Bep up top is yelling, "Yay!" Except you can't hear it over the screen.
Yay! Your speed is climbing alarmingly fast. The train begins to go at a heavy acceleration up the hill. It hits the first turn pretty quickly, not anywhere near its full speed, but faster than it should be going. Do another save again to try to avoid getting thrown against the wall.
While doing the save, can I turn to face my impending doom?
You look
I am
out
still
over the
fine.
darkness.
Sev,
Still okay.
while all this is going on, Luden's trying to get control of this thing.
You go up to the console. Go ahead and roll for it.
Computers,
I'm
Yeah.
just curious. What is Luden's endure anyway?
18.
Oh, you just got
Yeah,
it.
he keeps rolling ones.
Me and him are just making it.
Wow. I gotta do it again.
I have a 19, so
I'm
I
fine.
hit it last time. I'm 1 under this time.
I'm fine.
I only
So
fail if
get
I roll
the
2
plus-
10s.
I get the +5 for the computers, right?
No, the console's not trying to help you at this point. The console believes nothing is wrong. It's a Generico console.
So that's 2, 6. So I get no bonus for tools.
Mm.
Okay.
Staring wide-eyed into the screaming wind. and the eyes
Screaming
crossing
and
up.
darkness. Yeah, toward the edge of the thing as you're looking out over a 1,000-foot drop toward an ice-covered lake. It's just black. Have you ever stared into the abyss, Bep? You attempt to solve a problem that the computer insists that there isn't one. All power is going to where it should be. Thrust is moving great. We're having a grind time. Thank you very much. How are you? The smiley face that keeps flashing back and forth like frickin' Ed's from Cowboy Bebop is just like happily going about the screen like, what are you so complaining about? We're making great time.
Bep would like to try and leave the terror roof and make her way inside.
You're coming up on the second turn now. This one's going the other direction. So it won't send you off over the cliff edge, but it will bounce you into the mountainside if you fall off it.
Being up here was a bad idea. Okay, another roll.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
At least I'm getting all the ones out of your systems. Anybody else roll?
I'm fine.
I'm not.
Goodbye. Or you're just falling. You're just wheeling your way ass into the wall or
Yeah,
something,
both of you.
right?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I was in the long ass
the cog and the lateral on the bridge get flung against the left hand wall as it does a tight turn around the cliff. Both of you take d12 damage, just straight d12. You can roll it yourself, so no, I guess I can roll it. Let's roll d12. Okay, so yeah. All right, Llewellyn takes 9.
I feel like the only thing that I can contribute to this is Kara's gonna yell abandoned ship and leap out a door.
There are no good doors to leap out of.
I didn't say it was a great plan. I'm just saying what would happen.
Bep is coming in, still screaming her head off.
Bep, you get back inside the engineering room.
I wish to go to the control console or whatever is nearest that I think will fix this situation and hammer on it wildly with my tiny little hands.
Okay. Kronos, how much damage did you take?
I wasn't where you're rolling a damage.
Just roll a d12. 6.
Six,
Okay, yeah, it's
apparently.
just 6. Yeah, so it thumps you for a 6. It'll go through your armor though. It's a concussion, so it just thumps your hit points for 6. Bep gets down into the control panel there. There's a lot of flickering lights going on there as most of the power has been diverted to thrust. It is pretty messed up in there. This is not going to be a quick thing to fix.
Right. I know how to save us all. Bep will grab one wire and another wire and reroute the power.
How long does it take Bep to realize that those wires are not actually hooked up to anything? She just grabbed 2 wires that are sitting around. Couple on the ground.
You hear the scream of Bep embraces death, and then
Bep embraces death, and then from the boxes in the back, windows.
okay, sweet.
And just from the lateral on the deck, as she doesn't get electrocuted, you just hear mediocre.
What do you want me to do, Sweet? How do I fix this? Tell me what I'm doing, Sweet.
Do a mind exerting protocol.
Protocol?
Yeah, the thing that would tell you. You can also do you can do engineering if it's better. Is it not?
What do you take in logic?
No, because you need to know about the train.
Shit. Okay, well, it's the same roll either way.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's pretty good for me.
That's not too bad. Do you have any focus?
Probably. No.
Okay, fair enough. Let me look here and see if I tweaked this at all. For +1. I think an 18 is still a normal one for
I have a single point in mind and nothing else.
18 or 20. We didn't change that. I'm just checking the change log for whether or not that number tweaked at all once we got rid of the other thing. Makeshift tool. Yeah, you're fine.
Do I count as a makeshift tool?
No, you're all right. So you'll pass what you've got there for what you needed. You do not see a quick way to get the engine to stop producing thrust. It has been kind of locked in the open position. You can do a slow shutdown, but you'd still be careening off the cliff by the time it finished up, and then it would take a long time to get it started again. You could try to eject the car, but then you would be stuck on the edge of a cliff without any kind of propulsion.
Also, we are at the front.
Yeah.
Engine is we continue pushing.
Well,
the
I
cars
mean,
in front of
it would push you, but maybe it would go careening off the edge before you did. There's a whole lot of luck, involved in this thing through it. But there are emergency thrusters that might be able to help get you through the turns. So it has basically anti-roll systems that it can be oriented if they can get fuel to them. Right now, all that fuel is going toward the main engine.
Generico's like, what are
Deja vu.
driving? We do not need brackies. We have thrusters.
It's in the event of like an earthquake or something that might send it careening off the rail, there is a thrust system that will hopefully help push it back onto the rail.
Guys, get with me on this. Okay, out of character time discussion amongst the players. If we leave the train, Miko can't fuck with us with the train anymore.
So are you choosing as some sort of unworking spite against Miko to choose starvation and freezing, and also plummeting?
Goodbye, train. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
We lose if we abandon the train.
Can I engage thrusters?
At the moment, there's no way to get power to them or fuel to them, so you'd have to do it manually.
At this point, I think Miko wants us to keep fixing the train because it's fun.
Can I bring up an overlay of where the thrusters are?
What did you roll? You're gonna have to do it through the computer on this side, or through the computer on the front. You can talk to Llewellyn, or you can try to do it through the computer here.
Well, oh man, you're asking me to talk to people. Bep, let's go of what she's currently working on and starts running, screaming towards the front of the train to access the computer.
The whole way.
Okay, logic.
I'm also gonna say, out of character, this is another tick in the direction of we don't need to be like kind little benefactors when we get there. They keep trying to kill us.
Well, one of them.
Do I get to roll logic for this one?
Yes. You're trying to. Well, are you trying to use the console, or were you going to try to tell somebody to help you, or what?
I was just running up, screaming to the console.
Oh, okay. You're running the logic. Yeah, mine exert and logic, +2. Stupid thing. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
It just disconnected me as well. Okay. You get another 2 on that.
Oh, okay. So 17.
Yeah, 17. And then was Ellen going to attempt? You try to get it, but it doesn't flicker on.
Okay, then she will start babbling about bringing thrusters up.
Okay.
Okay, so I still don't get the plus for the computer.
No, you do for this, because you're just trying to get a map, so it'll give you a +2 on it just because it's a tool. Do you have any focus?
Right away, I can re-roll that one.
Yeah. Do you have any focus?
Yes.
Then yes. Actually, no. Because we're doing it this way now. So you can re-roll the 6, and you're not allowed to roll lower on it.
Re-roll the 6. Why not re-roll the 1?
Because the new thing with how many re-rolls are allowed is that I didn't want to re-roll ones. Failure still needs to be an option. So low dice just can't be re-rolled.
So as you can do a lot of re-rolls, if you roll the 1, it's fucked.
Yeah, if you like sunk everything into focus, you can probably get through an entire game session having free reign to re-roll all of your dice, and I don't really want to let that happen. So the 1 is a 1, but you can re-roll the 6, and you can add stuff to it with focus too.
Okay.
Okay, so you keep a 6. If you want, you can add. You need to get up to the 18. So how many focus do you have?
I have 3 more.
You got enough to do it if you want to put them all into there.
Might as well.
All right.
It's better than training crash death.
You focus in hard on the task and are able to get the computer to capitulate by providing you a blueprint of the manual releases for all the different fuel lines for the top thrusters. You will need to get them oriented, which requires some use in the ground inside that engineering room to get them matched up with whatever the angle the train is at, because at the moment they're locked in place to keep from rattling around on the turns. And then you need to get the fuel lines open to them, which means going outside the train car, because having them inside would just be too easy. Thank you again, Generico.
Note to self, do not let Svi watch Polar Express before game.
What movie was it he watched recently that I said that I wasn't looking forward to the fact that we were going to have to deal with that in the most recent times?
I think it was Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, it was Game of Thrones. That's right.
Oh, yeah,
You
that
started
famous
watching
train scene.
Yeah, that's famous.
Yeah.
High-speed train scene in the Arctic in Game of Thrones. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Hey, so honest question, which part of Undertale is the high-speed train trying to kill us from?
It's not all part of Undertale. You haven't gotten to that part. It's a unique pre-show.
Okay, so the weatherman just bring up the thruster stuff.
Yes. So you have this information. How do you want to divvy it up? You're getting pretty close to another turn here, and you're going even faster.
Bep.
Don't know about him, but Bep's screaming hysterically and whacking the screen while waving at the others.
Bep.
I don't understand what Bep wants. I actually can't help in any way. I'm not good with computers.
Yeah,
Bep.
neither of us can help you.
Bep!
Go deal with this, and I'm pointing out the fuel lines to her.
Bep hops down from the console, runs screaming towards that carriage.
Are you going to try to orient it, or are you going to try to get the lines on the outside open?
Yes.
I was sending
Outside.
her
I
to
suppose
open
I
the-
should go outside, right?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
sitting
I was
up.
sending her to open the fuel lines. I'm going back to try and get the stuff reoriented.
Okay, so
Bep run back outside into the black terror.
before you look back, I need you to tell me how much attention Bep is paying to the turns outside. Is she going directly into the Black Terror?
Why are you even asking me?
Okay, then it's going to come down to
assume
luck.
the worst.
Roll high or low.
Yeah, A, you're asking for a character who doesn't really MP, you're asking the person who's on medication.
I'm saying high is positive for me.
Okay, high means you hit the turn before she leaves. Okay, phew.
Positive.
All right, so the train hits the next turn before you make it to the door. The door is open. Bep is about to go outside. The train hits the turn. The wheels howl as the train begins to shake and arch slightly to the side. Everybody rolls saves at 15 this time.
I'm not making it anyways.
I'm good.
I'm fine.
Nope.
No,
D12 again?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's 2d10s and plus 15.
No,
It's like
damage.
what we have
Oh
to
yeah,
roll for the
D12 for damage. Yeah. Thump thump. The tar and the bartender go thumping against the walls again as Bep
I
somehow.
don't. I'm fine.
Well, the tar that's missing her upper half.
The weather
Huh?
means
Well, it's the tar that's missing his upper
Lateral.
half.
But
So
it's not a her.
lateral.
It's a lateral. And
It's a half tar.
There's a lateral and another not person.
Yeah.
Basically, the one of the lessers gets knocked against the wall.
wow.
Okay, obeying the
Racist
usual Bep
much?
rules of orientation, I don't realize the train is tipping and I'm still continuing outside.
All right, you crawl back out there, do a body exert in athletics just to see how fast you're going to move on this because the wind is howling now.
All right.
That's just for Bep.
I can't do anything else to help, so I'm gonna go over to where Llewellyn is, and I'm going to pick him up and hold him,
Okay.
so that
That's
way
helpful.
he can use his. I can use his. He can use his push frame network to manipulate things, and I can hold him steady.
Okay.
Well,
Hold him like
this
a
will be
gun.
helpful. I'm also
Hold
gonna
his
do the
legs.
good puppy, nice puppy, pet, reassure. This is how you lose a hand.
There is that low growl coming from Luden at this point.
I'm
Oh,
trying to keep you from hitting yourself anymore.
right. I'll get a simplifier on that. Shit. I'll just do
Just-
the re-roll the whole thing.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. 12.
You gonna simplify athletics?
Yeah. It's
You're a
for.
bat.
I know. Well, I rolled worse, so there's that. But
Seems
hey,
good. Seems good. Yep. Okay. Yeah, but it's okay because it's not a tool related thing. So you're getting up to there. It's kind of slow going as the wind is howling around. But right as you're about to crest the top of the thing, you hear this other noise that's hard to pick out because you think it's the screech of the wheels against the rail on the ground. But it's getting louder and brighter
from what direction?
above you.
That is going to stare up with curiosity.
Squirt! There's this big winged drake-like thing that swoops down and rakes the top of the train, which actually knocks it back onto the track as it was leaning, which was kind of nice of it. But it does also tear the top of it as it's going through, narrowly missing you, and careens off to the side.
As it rights the train back onto the track, Bep turns as it flies off again, waving her arm. Thank you, thank you.
As you look back down, you realize your thank was premature because it just bashed one of the thrust machines and has knocked it on the other side. That's going to need some tinkering, probably from both directions to get realigned again. It's arching around up front and is sort of in the front vector of the train.
This one's broken. Bep yells into the singing wind.
Can they hear you? Oh, you can communicate back through the train loudspeaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bep does that unknowingly.
Okay, so you yell back through the train, and as you're yelling back through the train, the other Beps in the boxes yell the same thing you're yelling.
I'm glad you guys know inside the train that this one is broken, whatever this one is.
Oh, they're just mimicking you. A Bep is
Yeah.
saying something, so they're
No, I'm saying
letting
that to the
support.
party.
Oh, fair
They
enough.
get the message. Which is this one? Who knows?
That actually lights up because that's a new damage to the train. So on the status window on the thing, that smiley face turns into a frowning face and shows that the third thruster back has been knocked out of alignment and is not
I'm going to
responsive.
continue to another thruster.
Down there in the middle, Llewellyn, are you going to be heading back to the engineering car to try to get these things turned on?
Well, as I'm being carried,
Are you going to order your chariot to bring you back to the engineering car?
forward! It's just his paws held up.
Is there that thing that some dogs do when you hold them in the air near water where they start paddling?
Yes. He's just flat out full running while being held.
This pleases me.
Are you taking him that way?
I may after a moment. There's a slight delay.
This may take a bit longer. I think I may have a concussion. Everything seems to be taking longer to get places.
No, once I start moving, it goes very quickly. It's just, you know.
So you're going back there then?
Yeah, I go back there.
All right. Is anybody staying at the front?
I'm at the front.
Okay, so you can see the turn looming in the distance.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Nothing
so
I
you
can
get to
do
see
about
imminent.
it.
Yeah.
You
I
can
am
see
not
our imminent
computer
death.
man.
You can
Yeah.
also see the new invader from the sky, flapping large wings, kind of silhouetted against the stars against it, and Jupiter off toward the side, and swinging back around for another pass. And it is coming in close too. Unfortunately, the forward guns are damaged, but you might let somebody on the roof know that it's incoming from the front.
Nah.
Nah.
Should be
Uh,
fine. What would
how would I
warning the
let her
Bep do? What is she gonna do?
I will
Throw a
survive for
frag
pure
grenade?
luck.
Yeah, what was she gonna do? Whip a grenade at it?
Also, I will laugh if it grabs me.
Yeah.
Down there on the bottom,
Yeah,
you guys are at the
actually,
bottom.
You just dump grenades on it.
Go ahead and use the console to try to get the systems online for the thrusters, Toby.
Okay. What?
No, it's
any bonuses.
no, it's for Toby. Yeah, it's +5 for using the computer for it.
That's why I said, "Oh, thank God," when it told me.
6, 11. I can deal with a plus 11.
Pretty solid. All right, yeah. So you're able to get the right sequences in there for the thrusters to actually activate and begin orienting in turn for the train. 3 large thrusters up on the top get up into a ready position and begin sweeping around in counter angle to where the train is heading. But they're still without fuel, and the 4th one is kind of whirring and clicking, having been derailed from its the gyro that controls it. Bep, up there, you can see it sparking nearby you because you're still pretty close to that one. The other ones have begun to move.
Some fuel first or fix thruster first?
Fuel!
Can I hear him over the screaming wind?
Attempt to. Go ahead.
Okay, what do you want me to roll?
Do body perceive. And it's just straight body perceive.
Yeah, because you probably don't have the bonuses.
Hey!
That's pretty good though. Yeah. So you were able to hear him.
That is mighty.
Yep, that's the large ears. They're also nearly sweeping you off at the top of the train, but
and that would have been a +3 to that, so yeah.
So you were able to hear him over the top. He says, "Get the fuel going."
Okay, Bat will attempt to get the fuel going.
All right, you have one line next to you. You're gonna have to travel off to the other. There's basically 4 places you need to be. You got to get the main line unclamped, and you have to unclamp the sublines for every individual thruster. So you need to get down to the end of the car to turn the main line on.
Okay, I will head to the main line first.
All right, go out there. Here comes your friend. There's another screech as the thing behind you is coming in for the kill.
It's okay.
It's going to attempt to attack.
What I don't see can't hurt me.
Plus 6. 21?
Miss.
Yes, okay. It shoots by over the top. It's gonna
Can that be like Bep ducking down to work on the fuel line?
Yeah, as you duck down for a moment to look under you just to make sure you haven't missed something. You actually completely miss it because it goes for the kill as you're looking between your legs. So it flies directly over you.
I can't look between my legs.
Well, you try.
I'm the worst person for this job.
You try. You're buried momentarily, and then you come out of it. It screams by again, and comes off to the side, and is coming alongside the train now, flying off to the side, and looks like it's running up on like a strafing run. Who knows what it will strafe with, but it's not something Bep's currently concerned with.
Bep is unconcerned with it. She's, you know, the astromechs in episode 1 when they're escaping from Naboo?
Yes, I recall that.
I am doing my duty.
You will make it to the main line. It's not a complicated thing to turn.
Yay.
But you're a Bep, so go ahead and roll for it.
Yeah. Okay, what am I rolling?
It's actually just a manual thing, so body exert and
Nice.
athletics probably, yeah. You just have to open it.
Oh, my favorite.
And there's a crank on it, so +2.
Oh my god, all of this. 9. I get a +9. Bep cannot do this.
Oh my god. The crank breaks.
Oh no! Oh no!
The cold apparently got to it. The crank shatters off. You now have a smooth, fairly smooth surface up there at the top. It might not be possible to do this with Bep hands. You might have to get a tool from down below to actually get this open.
Bep's gonna run screaming back towards the door, holding the broken piece of crank.
As soon as you get back down to the door,
Bep has damaged her
property. The cog up front is going to notice that you are moments away from the next turn. He will say nothing, so... Or am I disconnected again?
I think he forgot he was a cog.
I'll admit I don't know what happened.
The next turn is coming. You're the only one who knows.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Some people are doing
It's
stupid
just-
things outside.
You're like, the turn's coming!
Do people brace themselves?
No.
Is there a chair I can strap into in this fucking room?
Yeah, there is a front chair there you can
Cool,
buckle
I'm
into.
doing that!
All right, cool.
Welcome.
Everybody do saves at plus 15 unless you have braced yourself. Then it's will be a 10.
Oh god,
If I'm
that was
strapped
close.
into a chair, can I just...
Do I have to make a roll as I'm being held?
Yeah, no, but Kara is going to be at a minus, so we're going to put Kara at a. I'm going to make her a 17 just cause.
I got 17.
The plus
Yeah.
10 if I'm strapped into a chair.
No, the chair will hold you for this one.
Okay, cool.
My
I'm not
endure
gonna-
is a 29.
I'm fine still.
Okay. Kara holds on, Bep holds on. You are held in place. And then the chair holds on to you, but the straps are digging painfully into your metal bones. The train leans pretty heavily on this one. It was leaning toward the wall, and you actually scrape parts of the mountain off on the side of the train. It comes in through the open door that's still there. Snow piling in off the side, scraping off the side. It thumps back and forth to the far end. As you are able to get the snow off the front of the windshield, the little Generica windshield wipers are frantically scraping back and forth. They're not nearly large enough to get a good view. The frosters are on full, and you get a view up to the front. You can see there's a fairly straight line in front of you, but off toward the end is a large left-hand turn that will you're on the straightaway. You're picking up all the thrust,
Right.
and the next one's going to have you leaning over the water.
Bep can save us.
I think the next turn might kill us.
Bep is going to pull out 2 repulsor grenades and run back outside.
I don't know what your plan is, but I don't see how 2 is going to fix it.
I'm going to repulsor grenade in the way we would have to thrust.
I don't think that's quite sufficient to handle the train.
Damn. Okay. Bep is frantically looking for a tool to use.
All right, there's plenty in here. You can find a wrench or anything on the ground that'll
Bep
work
is
for
picking
it.
up a wrench, holds it up as if to show, Llewellyn and Kara, while still screaming, and then she runs back outside.
She
She just basically came in, Macaulay Culkin screamed at us, and then ran off again.
Basically.
with a tool.
Yes.
In the meantime, you guys have some repairs that you need to do on the interior to try to get that
Again,
thing.
out of character, I'd like to say my plan of just abandoning ship
That'd be
would have been
pretty
much
good.
safer a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Okay, my plan is if this starts to derail literally, we try and get out of the train before it crashes, and then I use the repulsor grenades to soften our landing.
Nice.
The train is hitting a pretty solid clip at this point. You're probably moving about 80 miles an hour on the edge of this cliff.
So I like to imagine Bep is at an
We're
angle
probably dead
constantly
either
now
way.
as she's wandering outside.
As you get out there, there is a sudden attack from the side as the Drake fires at you. It shoots what seems like frozen ice. It's firing spikes of it toward the train like an angry May.
Bullshit. Okay, come on, try and hit me, fucker. Come on.
It's not going for you. They're too big. It's going for the
Oh.
train.
Okay, it's not my concern.
It actually misses. It hits that one though. It hits that one. Thunk, thunk, thunk. 2 of those. One of the ice spikes goes over. The 2 more goes flying through. One of them impales the one of the cars that isn't open yet, and the other one impales the frickin' sleeper car. And sends it through. A good 6-foot spike comes out of the wall of the sleeper car. Nobody was in it at the time, but you get the solid impression that should that hit one of the cars you're in, it's not going to be good.
I will say as a fun fact, a train has more evade than drag.
The train's moving very quickly. Also,
Probably
you're,
sitting still, it has a good chance of having higher evade. Considering he's a 9.
Bep, you are back up on the surface again.
Yep, I'm gonna go for that main line.
You want to try to open that up? In the
I'm gonna try and
meantime,
whack it.
well, and if you want to try to get it the broken one repaired from the inside, do a mind exert and engineering. +2.
Oh, so what's my tool bonus?
Appropriate tools 5.
Cool.
There you go. Okay. You are not able to get the thing realigned from the inside on your first attempt. You try to get it; it's too shaky to go through. But Bep, you are able to open the fuel line. You get it turned sideways. You can hear it hissing through as it floods down toward the breaking points on each of the different things. As you look back toward there off in the distance, you can see that one of them is still out of alignment, but the other ones are awaiting your trigger.
Okay. Does Bep fix or does Bep trigger?
Well, one of the other. Sorry.
Can I make another attempt to get that thing in line?
Yep. There you go. You are able to get the interior components of it rearranged. You got it back on retract again. It's probably still going to need some work from the top, but the bottom of it should be working. It's awaiting commands. It says there's a jam up top.
It's jammed! Fix it!
Bep will run towards it and start whacking desperately with the wrench.
What is Bep's engineering score?
I don't have.
Somebody else may have to go back up there. So it's busted. It needs to be fixed. You can attempt to do it. Whacking it with a wrench won't pull it off.
Okay, so just my mind score.
Yeah, well, it'll be mind, exert, and engineering, and you can add +2 for the wrench. Good stuff.
Bep cannot do this.
Bep attempts to do things, and upon whacking the wrench several times against it and getting no result, begins to cry. From the interior, you can hear the other Beps in the box going, "Oh, the sorrow of the Bep who has never been taught how to fix a machine.
Okay,
Woe is Bep."
Which is all Beps.
Mhm.
We'll have to go and retrieve the appropriate tool. So I'm going to try and steal Llewellyn from Kara.
You gotta run back down there?
Yep.
Okay. As you are going back toward the ground, the Drake is coming in for another pass. Screech! It misses.
Can Bep throw a grenade at it?
You don't have them
Oh
equipped.
god,
You're holding
that
a
would be a
wrench.
glorious fling.
Oh, I can't do throws as a reaction.
You can
Okay.
hop back down into the interior now. You were about halfway to that next turn, cruising up toward 100 miles an hour.
Throw a puppy! Bep waves her arms frantically. At Kara.
I'd like to point out the last time I offered you this dog.
You were already plummeting and thus did not see the terrible consequences of your actions.
I feel total regret. I'm just gonna look at him and kind of.
I'm looking back up at her. What puppy?
And that's when you throw.
All right. Is there any way I can just hand him up?
Well, you can help put him up there. It's mostly that he's going to have a hard time sticking to the frozen surface of the thing. So,
I was gonna hand him to her.
Okay, because Bep is going.
She is not micro. She can carry him.
Okay. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna do that horse lean up kind of. This is the weirdest balancing act I've ever done. Handing the dog up.
Okay,
Bullpine.
taking hold.
Have the
of-
fox.
of-
Take
of
the fox.
Smush, grip, hug, and Bep is going to run back while still screaming into his ear towards the thing that needs fixing and hold him out towards it.
Bep, do a endure save at +10 because you're carrying cargo while the wind is blowing.
It would go up, right?
Oh, you weren't having to do them before, so
Yes, I was.
no, you were having to do them. You were having to do them
For
when
the
we turned,
turns.
but we're not turning right now. It's just hard to
oh,
hold
You're
it.
just,
okay,
This is
okay.
just a. This
Yeah.
is just, you haven't had to do it for running.
There you go. I pass.
Okay. It's shaky up there. It is freaking frozen. Llewellyn is not feeling very happy about it. She gets you over to the thing itself. The Drake has cruised around toward the side again and looks like it's getting ready to fire again. It is sucking in cold air.
Can I shoot at it before it shoots at us?
Well, I suppose you could ignore the repair in order to try to pull out your gun and make a long-range shot over the sea toward a flying object, but I don't know if it's really going to pay off quite as much.
Fix it, fix it.
I'm grabbing the wrench from her. I am twirling the thing in the push frame network, and I'm bringing it down as hard as I can.
Okay. Were you going to try to fix it or just break it?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll binding certain engineering plus 2. There you go. All right.
Percussive maintenance.
Yep. You were able to thump it into place. It comes in and there's a sudden whirring as the thing runs around and aligns itself shakily with the other ones to it. They all appear to be facing in the right direction. The Drake will go ahead and shoot.
Miss.
No,
miss,
yeah.
miss.
Well, it's shooting at the train again.
Oh,
So
okay.
now I got to figure out where we're at. So it's got 10 cars. Let's roll. 3d10. Oh God, the front twice.
Oh, Jesus.
The first 2 go into the front seat. Where are you sitting? You're strapped into the chair. Oh shit. So the first one's going to go directly in front of you through the front.
I wash.
through the yes. The other one, you want to roll high or low. This is basically random chance because there isn't much you can do to dodge something you can't see.
It's high positive or low?
We'll
I
see.
hit slow doesn't.
Okay.
Hey!
There you go. All right. The other one goes behind you. You are now even more secured in. There is a sudden alert from the thing, and there's a frowny face coming in saying, "The window is ajar. The window is ajar." As the freaking cold pours through the cockpit. The back one was
Because
the
it's like, yes, Wanda, yes, machine. I'd love to do something about that, but I kind of can't move at the moment.
the last one goes through the engineering car. Because that was the fourth one.
God.
Oh no, wait.
Damn it!
No. The fourth one back.
Open.
The fourth one back is the medical one.
Oh.
Because there was the store, the sleeper car, and the medical one. Yeah, the first one's the other one. Yeah, so it's the medical one. So nobody's in there, I don't think. But that's going to destroy another one of your recovery beds.
Right. Job done. Gonna put Llewellyn down.
Llewellyn, your security has now left. Take a save.
Athletics.
They make an endure check at minus or at plus 15. Are you sure you want to put him down?
Let's give this a logic save. I don't know, Tobes.
Anything that succeeds.
Okay, hi, Toby does not get put down.
Toby, I'm sorry.
Oh
I
my
had to
God.
throw the pep again.
Okay, I will tell you this. You can feel Bep starting to put you down.
And then you start to struggle a little bit, realizing something's going to go wrong.
Do you tell her not to?
No!
No?
Stop!
Bep halts. Watching the oncoming turn.
You're going to have to give her some quick...
Oh. She will take him to the door entrance and toss him in.
Okay.
I think you have to do another save to take him over there.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, I do.
at the
Yep.
10, yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, you were able to drag him back over and drop him back into the hole. From there,
Toss is the word I used.
yes, toss. You toss him back in the
Are
hole.
you throwing? Is this an athletics
Well,
thing?
as much as Bet does with her little arms, which is surprisingly good with grenades, but
As you lean down to toss him in, the Drake skates by overhead again, trying to slap you. I'm pretty sure he can't hit you. So yeah,
Yeah, he literally cannot hit me.
He really should just. He would probably have an easier time hitting the micro.
he goes by overhead, and as you lean down to drop the lateral back into the thing, you can now run back and start getting those other valves opened up. You are getting damned close to the edge of that turn.
Okay.
All right, do a body exert and athletics to try to make the speed happen.
Do I have the appropriate tool? Fuck, the micro stole it.
These ones aren't as big, so they all have latches on them. So the tool's already there. It's a
Okay,
+5. Just
2.
don't break it again.
Okay.
All right, you're good on the first one. Drag yourself up to the next one.
Bet. Good.
Yep, solid.
Bet.
Solid.
Good.
Hang on.
Bet.
Incoming shooting.
Uh-oh. Doesn't notice.
Only one of them hits.
One
The other
hit.
2 go above. 5. That's the engineering car.
Wait, the engineering car's behind the medical car?
Yeah, they've all been going back sequentially. So it was the forward car, the bed one, the store one, the medical one, the engineering one. We've just been going in order.
Engineering, yeah, the repair one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 5th car back gets hit, goes through. There's a sudden fuel line pinched. As you go ahead and open the last valve.
Bet.
It opens. You see a flicker of light kind of hit the top of them as their pilot lights light on, but they're not getting it. There's a red light flashing over to the end. The ice spike that went through has pinched the line.
But that fixed.
From the inside, you guys can see the spike there, having crunched the metal against the line. It's going to have to be manually yanked, essentially.
Kara.
I don't understand what the problem is.
Horse lady, remove spike.
From where?
Engineering.
It's right in front of you.
Oh, I guess I'll try. Athletics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really was hoping for more excitement here.
Alright, so let's see. What do we distribute and that? No, I don't think I get it.
Oh, not good.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you roll the 12 plus 2 T10?
I don't know why I shouldn't have rolled the D10.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's even lower. It's even one lower, 16.
Okay, you
wouldn't be the one. So.
attempt to get it
Yeah.
as
I'd say it's be one lower. It would be one lower because I don't.
I'm
get
just
it to
saying you wouldn't have
D10.
a crit fail in there.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a crit fail. I'd have one lower because it's the total amount.
right, because there wasn't a tool
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
There is you attempt to pull it and it's wedged in there pretty tight. Just about then you can feel the pressure of the train beginning to turn as it's going into the final turn here. It begins moving toward the right before it's going to swing out to the left again. It's leaning hard on the track, going through. You have another opportunity to try to get through it. You might want to hit it as opposed to pull it if you think you've got a better chance there. You've got a big hammer.
Well, I'm just like, how's it lodged in? I mean, if I hit it with a hammer, am I just gonna shove it all the way through? Or...
It's like a wedge, so it's gone through, and the material that it displaced is pushing against the fuel line. So if you can get it out of there, you can unpinch it. You can either shatter it, or you can try to wedge it back up, or you can try to move the line down, whatever you want to
I'll
do.
try and croquet ball it and see how that goes.
Right.
D12 plus D10 plus it's 11.
It's a
that a
solid hit. Roll damage.
D10 or D8?
No, D12. It's not going anywhere. Nice. Nice.
You're welcome.
Do you have any readiness?
I do have readiness. I guess I don't know. Can I use your readiness?
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'll do better than that, Zev.
Okay.
All the hammer.
Okay, throw all the hammer into it. Roll 4
Hey,
more
you want
dice.
the thrust back, right?
There you
Yeah, I
go.
got my thrust back.
Also, re-roll the 1 anyway.
Yeah, why not?
Why?
And the 2.
No. The 8 should be sufficient. The 8 is more than sufficient.
Since when
51
was
points of
anything
damage.
less than 12 sufficient? I was almost wanting you to re-roll the 11.
Fine, I'm re-rolling both then.
There we
there's that.
go. There
There's
we
that.
go.
Now
All
I
right.
lost my hammer.
Now
It
you
just
lose
went
your
out the
hammer.
door.
There it goes. But on the upside, gonna go ahead and play this up here because I've been waiting all fucking night to do it. You pull back the hammer and throw the buttons on it and slap the thing into it, power it through it, it splits off at the range. There is this kind of moment of quiet as the line unpinches itself, and Bep up there in the distance hears it rattling down the lines as the first rays of dawn come out over the side of the lake and light the whole frozen lake up from the side. All four of the thruster jets burn on in this huge plume about 50 feet long from the side of the train and slap it back onto the track. As it careens around the side of the cliffside, the Drake actually has to veer off a little bit because the flames are coming out toward near where it's at.
Wait.
What?
So all of the thrusters do this?
Yes.
So 2 of them ain't go over the top of the train?
Well, they're all 4 of them are on the top.
Goodbye, Bep.
Where Bep is?
They're pointing outward right now because you're going around the left-hand side. The train's leaning toward the right, so they're pointing outward toward the edge. You're off to the side of them.
Centered?
Yeah, they're centered like on the mid-side.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was picturing thrusters on all 4 on both sides of the train car, and I was like, wait.
It's going, "Rah!"
Well, they head through. The train sloughs back onto the tracks and careens around the side of the building, gaining speed as it goes from the things burning. The lines are wide open on it now. So as it comes around the side of the cliff and goes for the downhill, the thrusters begin to reorient themselves toward the back. And they're still roaring on it. Pet can get out of the way. The train has gained enough speed that it's actually outpacing the Drake. It's trying to flap to stay up close, but on the interior, where Cronus is heading, the only thing that he can see is the console down at the bottom that's showing the firing arc of the anti-pursuit weapons, which still have power, and the Drake coming into it.
Can I reach it?
Yep.
Reach it?
Would you like to push the button?
Yes.
You push the button. There is a sudden clack as flat cannons from the back of the train start firing off toward the Drake and catch it in the wings. Bep is seeing a plume of fire and fury coming from the back of the train and the thrusts on the top as it kind of goes around the side of the mountainside on this strafing run that send the thing exploding from within. Apparently, Generico products actually shoot fairly well. Because the auto-tracking on it manages to take the monster out of the sky in fairly short order as the thrusters send you down the mountainside at a positively obscene speed, compensating for lean as you go. Bet you might want to get down pretty quickly.
Bep screaming is going to try and run inside. Do I have to make a check?
Yes. 15.
Oh, I just make it.
Oh, I'm sad. This is your opportunity to be lit on fire. You get inside, just in time for it to kind of reach the other end of the mountain and begin its downhill ascent as the thruster burn wears off, and the turns are kind of finished at this point.
Now we're going downhill.
Now you're going downhill, but at least you're going downhill at a straight pace.
Very quickly.
Very quickly.
You're not going faster, 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 faster.
Unfortunately, you
faster,
can't really
faster,
see where you're going
faster.
because there's a giant ice spike through the front of the building, but
In front of the train.
yeah, in front of the train.
Bep is going to go and try and plug herself back into her charging port, whether it's working or not.
It does not work, but at least it feels like home.
Bep is going to, while sitting at her charging port, look towards Kara and make a sad face.
Emergency?
Emergency.
Bep,
Emergency
I
going
offer
on.
my power unit to you, says first Bep. No, I offer more power units to you.
No, Bep has faced death. No Bep shall die.
Bep is best, Bep.
We are Bep.
We are Bep. We are Bep.
God.
I am going to just grab the fox up and then walk over to the thing that needs fixing and go, help.
Actually, I'm
Nate is just
going
gonna
back
calmly
into
continue.
engineering, looking at the chaos of the giant ice spikes, looking at all the wires that were pulled out. we need wire.
No, fix.
Nate is
We
just
need-
going to be calmly sitting in the front thing, wedged between two ice spikes. There's not much else he can do right now.
Fix.
I'm actually going to
He's
try
sitting,
and
still clearing that same glass.
Seth,
Huh?
I'm going to try and fix this mess that Miko has left me best I can. That way, the next time we see her, I can give her the middle paw.
There's spare wire there. You've got spools of it. You can kind of begin effecting repairs.
Do
Can
I
we
get a
fix
tool
it so the
bonus?
Veps can still charge?
Well, I mean, you've got time now. The encounter's over. You just kind of get to it as we get it. We'll wrap it up here. As you guys begin careening downhill, you can try to put things back together. You're in a bit of a sore shape. You are no longer watertight by any stretch of the imagination. It is cold in there. And as you get down to the bottom, the engine is going to start
Basically,
being like...
we got heat briefly and we lost it again, so we're cold again. We went back to being cold.
Well, I'm going to go through and fix everything I can, including patching holes, and I'm using Kara for help.
As it reaches the bottom of the thing and begins to slow down, a cheerful Generico voice that says, "This train has been stopped for traveling in unsafe conditions. The doors should not be open while in motion."
Oh, great. We're going to stop.
And it stops you at the bottom of the hill. We'll stop there. Apparently, you were in safe conditions up until the point that the doors were open. Then that's not okay. You don't open the doors, gosh. Windows open shouldn't be okay.
The door's been open since the top.
Well,
Why
yeah.
didn't
I mean,
stop
it doesn't actually have door sensors, Sam. Those are expensive. It just told when the spike went through the wall. That's not okay. It doesn't want you to travel that. Come on.
It didn't stop when the spike went through the wall.
Well,
It was going downhill. It couldn't stop.
yeah.
No brakes.
Yeah, that's too expensive.
Are you questioning the light, Sam?
I'm starting to.
Man, Kara got smarter when she got British.
She did. Well, I think highly of those people.
I don't.
I know.
Alrighty. So you all make it through, having survived your next encounter. You may enjoy
Eeps.
15 of the eeps.
That's
Ah.
all?
The rattling. Well, it's the same amount of eeps you've been getting so far. I'd give you more, but I rolled really shitty, and it's disappointing to have my character killed. So my spite translates to you're getting less eeps.
Money?
Oh, right,
Killed.
that.
You get
The rattling of the train
Rin.
makes Generico fun bucks fall out of the bet boxes up top.
I'd like to point out, I tried to hold back from killing Feyren.
How many generic fun bucks do we get, Svi?
I will say 100 fun bucks each.
100. Time to buy more things.
I hate her getting grenades.
How much was the XP?
15.
115.
Okay,
150. It's 150 XP, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 150. I'll put it down.
I have 250 credits. I will spend 200 of that for 10 more grenades.
For all these things, right?
All right.
And the entire time, Llewellyn's fixing up the train. He's just muttering, "So where am I going to put the pelt?"
Huh?
He's gonna skin that bitch when we find her.
Yep.
All right. And we will stop the recording there. Thanks, y'all, for coming. Bye-bye.